Salesforce is the world's #1 customer relationship management platform and is used by many Fortune 500 companies. They help businesses grow by helping them understand their customer needs better. Salesforce has a customer base of over 150,000 companies comprising of large-scale, medium-scale, and small-scale enterprises. Also, IDC predicts that from 2019 to 2024, 4.2 million jobs will be created in the Salesforce ecosystem. This means it is a good time to start a new career in one of the most exciting industry out there. Hey guys, this is Aman from Edureka and I welcome you all to this interesting full course video on Salesforce. Without any further ado, let's take a look at today's agenda. We will start the session with an introduction to Salesforce where we will understand what exactly is Salesforce, the architecture and features of Salesforce, and the top 10 reasons to learn Salesforce. In the next module, we will talk about the Salesforce Lightning user interface and differentiate it with the previous user interface, which is the classic user interface. Moving on, we will talk about some of the prominent services offered by Salesforce, such as the Salesforce Sales Cloud and the Marketing Cloud. In the next module, we will talk in details about Salesforce certification and also help you prepare for the Salesforce Admin and the Salesforce App Builder certification. Moving on, we will see who is a Salesforce Admin and how to become one. Following that, we will discuss about Salesforce integration and learn how to integrate Salesforce with third-party application. In the next module, we will understand the different security levels in Salesforce and see what are the Salesforce security best practices. Next, we will understand what is Salesforce Lightning App Builder and see how can we create a first app page in Salesforce. Moving on, we will see who is a Salesforce developer and how to become one. Then we will understand Salesforce Apex programming language from the scratch and then talk about Salesforce Trigger. Moving on, we will understand the automation tools in Salesforce, which are workflow rules and process builder. Finally, we will conclude the session with Salesforce interview question and answers. And guys, if you like our video, do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss an update from the Edureka channel. Also, if you're looking for an online training certification in Salesforce, check out the link given in the description box below. Now starting with our full course. What is Salesforce? Salesforce is a cloud-based software company which provides customer relationship management service. Now, customer relationship management means a strategy or a technique used by businesses to maintain a healthy relationship with the customers or the potential customer. They also manage all the interactions with their customers. Now, the question here is, why do we need CRM? Well, imagine a company selling some products. Now, the sales team of that company will generate a lot of data, which would include which customer is interested in which products has to be delivered, where it has to be delivered, and many more. And the customer could be reaching out to the sales team through different platforms like emails, calls, social media, and many more. Now, without CRM, all this data will be stored in handwritten notes, laptops, or in the head of the salesperson. Now, without a common platform for storing customer interaction, communication can be missed or lost in a flood of information, which would lead to unsatisfactory response of the customers, which the businesses would not prefer. But with CRM, you get a clear overview of your customers. You can see everything in one place. It is a simple, customizable dashboard that can tell about the customer's previous histories with the companies, the status of their orders, and any outstanding customer service issues, and many more. Therefore, companies use customer relationship management to gather, manage, and use the information for a better customer experience and to increase their profitability. Salesforce is the world's #1 customer relationship management platform. It started off as a software as a service CRM company, and now it provides various software solutions and a platform for users and developers to develop and distribute custom software. Now that you have some idea about Salesforce, let us look into the architecture of Salesforce so you can understand it better. Now, the architecture of Salesforce can be divided into a series of layers, with each layer having its own features and functionalities. The core architecture of Salesforce can be divided into multi-tenant layer, metadata, and API services. Now let us understand what is multi-tenant layer first. Basically, in a multi-tenant layer, there is a common application which is shared by multiple clients, but each client accessing the servers will have its own working environment which is isolated from the other clients. With this architecture, a developer can develop an application, upload it on the cloud, and easily share it with multiple clients or groups. Now, as multiple users access the same server and application, it becomes very cost effective. Also, as the resources are shared, the cost for setting those resources and the maintenance cost is also shared. Now, the data from the application is stored in a common shared database, but the data of one client is secure and isolated from other clients. The next architecture we will talk about is the metadata. Now, as you know, all the data is stored in a common database. Now, along with this data, Salesforce also stores something called the metadata in the common database. Now, the metadata can be defined as data about the data, which is like where your data is present, what your data is all about, and sharing rules of your data. Now, each client will have its own metadata. Let's say, for example, there are two clients A and B accessing the same server. So, A and B will have the data in the common database. Client A will have metadata to only his data, and the same goes for client B, who has the metadata to only his data. Now, as both of them do not know each other's metadata, they cannot access each other's data. It is that simple. This is to make sure that only the client or the user he or she permits can access its data. This is how Salesforce keeps its user data secure while sharing a common database. Next is the API services. Now, API facilitates connectivity and data communication between different devices and application. Sometimes developer need more functionalities for the application to make some changes. Now, to make these changes, Salesforce provides you with a powerful source of APIs. You can use these APIs to make modification in your Salesforce application and also call APIs to retrieve data from other systems. Salesforce offers multiple kind of APIs such as SOAP APIs, REST API, Bulk API, Metadata API, and many more. This was the core architecture of Salesforce. So now let us move on to our next topic and see some of the features of Salesforce. So in this topic, we will be mainly talking about Salesforce Sales Cloud features. So the first feature is contact management. Salesforce CRM provides a hassle-free contact management by giving access to all the critical data of the customers and the interaction histories. You'll get a complete picture of all your customers, from insights about how to engage with them to deal they're involved in. You can also use the social data of the customers for a deeper understanding of the particular behavior regarding what product or services they're interested in. Also, cloud-based contact management enables you to easily collaborate within the organization and share your insights and important documents to create a knowledge-sharing workplace. They provide social collaboration tools to share insights, relevant documents, and more on every business records and contacts. The next feature is lead management. So Salesforce lets you track the right information about your CRM leads. Now, leads are nothing but the potential customers who have the chances of buying the products. Salesforce Rich Activity Timeline lets you see and access the most up-to-date contact information while understanding best practices and relevant documents using SalesPath, which means how did the customer know about your product? Was it through social media or text message or some ads? This will help you market your products better, as you know from where more people are knowing about your product. You can read the relevant insights on your customers and act on it. You can also write and track emails from the CRM solutions. It's everything you need to convert more leads faster. Also, it helps the manager to set proper leads to particular salesperson, so you know all the task is evenly distributed among the team. The next feature is mobility. So now let's say you're away from your office and there's an emergency and you have to log into your Salesforce account, but you don't have your laptop with you now. So this won't be a problem because of Salesforce mobile application. The Salesforce mobile app can even help in making conference calls, taking meeting notes, and collaborating with your team members via instant conversation. With this, the files and document sharing becomes very simple and it gives you more flexibility to work from anywhere. The next feature is reports and dashboards. Salesforce dashboard components gives us a visual representation of how your business is performing in the market. Reports and dashboards gives you easy access to key data insights which help in making better decisions. It provides you real-time statistics of your company's information in very less time. It is very simple to create reports and dashboard in Salesforce. You can build a dashboard by simply dragging and dropping icons into the Salesforce CRM. Following this, the next feature is artificial intelligence integration, or also known as Einstein Analytics. Salesforce Einstein Analytics is a cloud-based analytic tool that allows Salesforce users to understand, aggregate, and visualize data coming from different locations. So the main aim of Einstein Analytics is to solve the challenge of combining all the information to analyze large volumes of data and generate powerful insights. This analytics also connects the user to sales, service, and community cloud with embedded dashboards. So these were some of the prominent features of Salesforce. Now let us move on to our next topic and see some of the benefits of using Salesforce. The first advantage is it is cheaper. As I've mentioned before, Salesforce has multi-tenant architecture in which the clients share a common server and database, which makes it very cost effective. And also Salesforce is in the cloud, so you won't be spending money on the underlying architecture, and your team can use it anywhere with the access of internet. So even startups and small businesses can use Salesforce. The next advantage is it is easy and flexible. Salesforce is easy to learn and manage, It will not take you long to understand Salesforce and its services. It also seamlessly integrates with third-party application. Now, if you want to integrate Salesforce with Gmail, you can do it. If you want to integrate Salesforce with your accounting software, you can do that also. Salesforce is also flexible. So if your business is continuously changing, you can use Salesforce to scale your business as per your needs. The next benefit is reports and dashboards. With Salesforce easy user interface, you can create reports and dashboard at one go. Reports can be in different formats like tabular, summary, or matrix format. You can also create reports of leads, opportunities, accounts, or any other customized item you require. It is very simple to create report and dashboards in Salesforce. The next advantage is proactive service. CRM platform can help automate more personalized outreach through marketing. It can also improve a sales team outreach efforts or customer service ability to help customers. Now, if a sales team has the knowledge of what interests a particular customer most, they can meet the customer's needs and solve their problem more proactively. It saves everyone time and makes your potential or current customer feel important when the sales and customer service are proactive and knowledgeable about them. It will result in higher customer satisfaction. These were some of the benefits of using Salesforce. What are the top 10 reasons to learn Salesforce? I'll start with one of the top reasons to learn Salesforce, which is the demand for Salesforce professionals is growing. According to a recent study by the International Data Corporation, there has been a huge increase in jobs that require Salesforce skills. And also the Salesforce ecosystem is predicted to 3.3 million new jobs and over $850 billion in revenue worldwide by 2022. Salesforce, being a fast-growing company, keeps on hiring for a variety of roles ranging from marketing and management to sales and engineers. So according to Glassdoor, there are 1,300 job openings in India for a Salesforce professional, with Bangalore having the highest of 354 job openings. While in the US, there are more than 31,100 job openings. This is just the data from one website. There can be many more jobs opening around you. Also, in the coming years, there are going to be many more job opportunities for a skilled Salesforce professional. The next reason to learn Salesforce is because it offers an outstanding salary. As the demand for Salesforce professionals is growing, so is the salary for a skilled Salesforce professional also. The bottom line is, Salesforce skills leads to competitive salaries, whatever may be your role. On an average, job calling for Salesforce skills pay around 3.5 to 9 lakhs in India and somewhere around $90,000 to $100,000 in the United States. To categorize this even further, according to Glassdoor, the average salary for a Salesforce administrator in India is 5,17,000, and the average salary for a Salesforce administrator in United States is $93,000. Next, according to Glassdoor, the average salary for a Salesforce developer in India is 5,03,000, and the average salary for a Salesforce developer in the United States is $101,000. Next, talking about the salary of a Salesforce consultant, the average salary for a Salesforce consultant in India is 9 lakhs, and the average salary for a Salesforce consultant in the United States is $96,200. So these were just some of the major job role-based salaries. Now let us move on to our next reason. The next interesting reason to learn Salesforce is the growth potential. Let's say you start a journey with Salesforce as some junior resource. You can move to the professional rank very quickly as compared to other work fields which will require years of hard work and dedication to get promotion and move into the management position. Salesforce careers are usually fast-paced, so you can advance very quickly from junior roles to senior and consulting roles, and you can also choose to freelance if you want to. Now, as your years of experience in Salesforce grow, your salary also grows at an exponential rate. And according to Burning Glass, Salesforce is one of the top 10 digital skills to boost your marketing career. So now to be a master in Salesforce, you need some analytics, data science, and programming expertise. All of these skills can help you excel in your career ladder, whether you're working in a marketing field or an IT field or even trying to launch your own business. Moving on to our next reason to learn Salesforce, which is high return of investments. Owing to the widespread application and relevance of Salesforce, you can be rest assured that you will get high returns on the amount of time you spent on getting trained in Salesforce. If you're a young graduate who has just entered into the world of business automation, good Salesforce training will solidify your position as a Salesforce professional in some of the best companies in the world. On the other hand, if you're already working as an IT professional, getting trained in Salesforce can help you increase your value as an employee. So what I'm trying to say is, if you spend some time, money, and put in some efforts, after some time you will definitely be benefited by it. You will learn a lot from Salesforce and earn a good salary. So it will definitely be a good investment. Moving on to a next reason to learn Salesforce, which is it is easy to learn. Before I start talking about this reason, I would like to say that there is no restriction like a particular category of people can only enter Salesforce. Anybody can start their career in Salesforce, but they definitely have to put in efforts to learn it because it is a combination of many latest technologies, for example, data science, cloud computing, and so on. So if you just started a career in Salesforce, you can learn from a variety of online courses and tutorials which will help you understand the basic and advanced aspects of Salesforce and Salesforce development. To make this even more simpler for you, you can start learning Salesforce by watching our full course video on Salesforce for free, which will talk about cloud computing, Salesforce features, and its architecture. It will also talk about some Salesforce fundamental concepts, Salesforce development, Salesforce certification, and many more. It also contains hands-on demos which will help you understand Salesforce better, and you can also try out all this demo. I will leave a link to the full course video in the description box below. Now, Salesforce also provides Trailhead, which is a documentation about Salesforce tools and concepts. You can refer it if you want to learn something about Salesforce, and this program is accessible to any users across the globe. So moving on to a next reason to learn Salesforce, it offers a promising future. Now looking at the rate at which Salesforce adoption is going on and the platform is gaining prominence, it is safe to say that Salesforce is going to be in demand for a very long time and will not go out of trend anytime soon. Business automation and CRM are not new trends anymore in the market. It's been adopted by many top companies. Everyone is making the switch or planning to change from traditional techniques to Salesforce due to its various benefits. Salesforce also reported that it will add data science capabilities to its Service Cloud and Marketing Cloud. Service Cloud lets user automate customer service tasks, whereas Marketing Cloud lets marketer leverage data for predictive and targeted marketing. A report of 71% of businesses invest in business intelligence and big data, and of those, 20% have reported making substantial investment. So if Salesforce adopts these technologies, its profits are going to increase even more. Also, learning Salesforce will help you nourish your skills and will give you a better future in the years to come. It will help you stay ahead of your peers and be in sync with the latest technological advancements. So now moving on to a next reason to learn Salesforce, it is Salesforce is widely adopted. Many Fortune 500 companies use Salesforce technology. This is because Salesforce offers several innovative software as a service solution that enables businesses to use a common platform. Thus in turn works out to be less expensive and it's also packed with a lot of features like no other CRM software. Some of these features are contact management, workflow creation, various collaboration tools, customer engagement tools, better analytical tools, desktop and mobile application, and a mobile-ready dashboard. So now let me explain with an example how Salesforce CRM can be helpful. Well, imagine a company selling some products. Now the sales team of that company will generate a lot of data, which will include which customer is interested in which product has to be delivered, where it has to be delivered, and many more. And the customer could be reaching out to the sales team through different platforms like emails, calls, social media, and so on. So now without Salesforce CRM, all this data would be stored in handwritten notes or either laptop, Excel sheets, or in the head of the salesperson. So without a common platform for customer interaction, communication can be missed or lost in the flood of information, which will lead to unsatisfactory response of the customers, and this would result in businesses not performing well. But with the help of Salesforce CRM, you get a clear overview of your customers. You can see everything in one place. It is a simple, customizable dashboard which will tell the customer's previous history with the companies, the status of their orders, any outstanding customer service issues, and many other information. Therefore, companies use Salesforce Customer Relationship Management to gather, manage, and use the information for a better customer experience and to increase their profitability. Now, I guess you have some idea how Salesforce can be used. Let us move on to our next reason to learn Salesforce. Our next reason to learn Salesforce is it improves insights and analytical skills. Basically, Salesforce is meant to make you efficient. It helps you optimize and grow businesses. Now the question here is, how exactly does Salesforce improve insights and analytical skills? Well, Salesforce, as we know it, collects all the users or customer data and stores it in a centralized place. So after this, it will be your responsibility to draw meaningful insights from those data and then analyze ways to make your business or your company grow and also analyze how to improve your business profits. Once you learn how data can be helpful in decision making, you will be better in finding out what works and what doesn't work for your organization. Better yet, you can easily make improvements based on the past data or replicate result by utilizing the proficiency that you have gained from a previous experience using Salesforce. With this said, let us move on to our next reason to learn Salesforce. The next reason to learn Salesforce is it offers a diversity of career options. With Salesforce, you're not limited to a particular role or a department or a particular industry. This is because Salesforce is extremely useful and in demand across many sectors, so you have a variety of options to choose from. So let's say you've taken a job working in a finance sector and you get bored of it. You can easily move on to become an employee in software company or work in a manufacturing sector with the help of your Salesforce knowledge. Now talking about some of the various job roles in Salesforce, you can become a Salesforce administrator or a Salesforce business analyst or a Salesforce developer, a Salesforce functional consultant, Salesforce platform manager, or a Salesforce solution architect, or Salesforce technical architect, or a Salesforce project manager. Generally speaking, the more certification you have, the more in demand you are and the more income you stand to make. Which brings us to the 10th reason to learn Salesforce, which is career enhancement. Learning Salesforce and preparing for Salesforce certification, you will acquire hard-on skills by learning about the platform either from a technical perspective or a non-technical perspective. Now, Salesforce certification not only improves your knowledge, but can also be very helpful during your job interviews, as organizations need certified people. This is because clients generally prefer to work with companies whose employees are certified, as it gives them assurance with regard to quality. So I would definitely advise you to get Salesforce certified. Essentially, you could become an administrator, developer, architect, or a consultant. It's up to you to decide which certification track suits you the most. As you continue to grow your skills in a particular certification track, you will gain advanced knowledge that will help you improve in a variety of ways. For example, let's say you've completed the Salesforce Administrator certification. There is a further scope of learning and improvising with the Salesforce Advanced Administrator certification. Having this certification means a lot because it would definitely make you stand out in the crowd, and there would be hardly any Salesforce job that you cannot secure according to your expertise. So now let us move on to the next topic and see what exactly is Salesforce Lightning. Salesforce Lightning is a new user interface by Salesforce. It comes with a convenient new design, more productivity tool, and more functionalities such as artificial intelligence, which helps streamlining business processes. You can build a personalized and responsive application without writing a single line of code, and also drive your employees' productivity by using the Lightning component-based framework. Now, there is a lot of confusion about what exactly is Lightning. You can think of Lightning as not a single technology, but a family of technologies for the Salesforce platform. Some of the major technologies in this are the Lightning Experience, Lightning Design System, and Lightning Framework. Let us talk about each of them one by one. So the first one is Lightning Experience. Now this Lightning Experience is a user interface for Salesforce. It is a significant upgrade from the Salesforce Classic view, which brings in modern appearance and functionalities to the Salesforce platform. It provides a simpler user experience which has optimized pages for managing sales and service processes. It is designed to help your sales team sell faster with personalized alerts and an interactive assistant to keep sales representative focused on what's important. It is also designed to help service teams support customers faster by bringing cases, knowledge, and support tools together in an efficient problem-solving environment. All of this helps in improving productivity for everyone in your company. So the next technology in Salesforce Lightning is a Lightning Design Service. Now this is a CSS framework and component library which helps developers and designers to create user interfaces based on Salesforce Lightning principles, the design language, and the best use cases. Here the developer and designer can work together. While the developer focuses on application logic, the designers can focus on user experience, interaction, and the flows. With the design system, you can build Lightning pages and components, mobile application accessing Salesforce, and standalone web application served by Android, iOS, Heroku, and some similar platforms. The next major technology in Salesforce Lightning is the Lightning Framework. Now, the Lightning Component Framework is a user interface framework for developing web applications for mobile and desktop devices. It's a modern framework for building single-page applications with dynamic, responsive user interface for Lightning Platform application. Developers can use JavaScript, HTML like markup languages, and CSS to create applications in this. Now, the Lightning framework is a framework for building component-based application. Now, what are components? Components are just independent reusable piece of code. So for example, if we build a calendar component which shows what day of a week it is, we could use the same component within the application in multiple places. So these were some of the major technologies in Salesforce Lightning. So now let us move on to the next topic and see what are the difference between Salesforce Classic and Salesforce Lightning. Salesforce Classic was the previous user interface before Salesforce Lightning. So this is what the Salesforce Classic homepage looks like. You can see there is posts and some notes on my home screen. The username, setup, and help links are in the top right corner of the header. You can also see seasonal Salesforce logo in the upper left corner. As you can note here, Salesforce Classic is not much of a modern web user interface. It is very compact and text-centric with not much attention paid to graphics and icons. And the graphics that do exist are typically small and not displayed in high resolution. And this is how the Salesforce Lightning homepage looks like. Icons are on the top right side. There is my quarterly performance and assistant displayed on the home screen. And there are more tabs like tasks, notes, groups, and forecasts, which were not present in the Salesforce Lightning user interface. Now you can note that Salesforce Lightning has a modern and better user interface than Salesforce Classic. Basically, Lightning Experience was first launched for only mobile devices. That is for people who use the Salesforce mobile application but not for the desktop. But later, the user liked the interface and wanted the same for desktop version as well. So then Salesforce decided to release this interface for desktops as well. So now that you know how Salesforce Lightning was opted, let us see some of the features of Salesforce Lightning or the enhancement of Salesforce Lightning. Salesforce Lightning provides efficient navigation and the ability to switch between custom branded applications. It has new record layouts that focuses on what you can do instead of what can you view. Next, it has turbocharged list view that lets you easily filter and visualize your data. It also provides quick access to productivity tools like notes and recent items in the utility bar. It has a beautiful dashboard with component that spans both rows and columns, and also a sleek report view that you can filter quickly to see the data that's most important to you. Now talking about how Salesforce Lightning is an improvement of Salesforce Classic, here are a few key points that will tell you how Salesforce Lightning is an enhancement of Salesforce Classic. The first improvement is the home page. Salesforce Lightning has additional features in the home page, such as performance chart, assistant, news, key deals, which were not present in the classic user interface. Now these features can help the CS team be more efficient. The next point is enhanced user experience. You would probably know this by now that Lightning has a better user interface experience and also includes features like drag and drop functionalities that can be accomplished without any code. So you don't have to hire any developer to create or modify your Salesforce pages. You can just rearrange the page components according to your preferences. The next point is it provides enhanced security. Salesforce Lightning comes with the enhanced security features. One of the security features called Locker Service separates the Lightning components from each other, which helps the Lightning component interact with each other. This helps in safeguarding the platform from malicious data. You will find no such features in the classic mode. Moving on to a fourth feature, which is Lightning is a mobile-friendly software. Now you see, people usually spend 90% of the mobile internet time in application. So it's important that your application has a mobile responsive design. So by using Lightning, you can create responsive, professional application and attract more customers to your application. The next point is Salesforce Lightning and Einstein Artificial Intelligence integration. Now this is one of the major differences. Now Salesforce Lightning can be integrated with Einstein Artificial Intelligence. Now Einstein AI can automatically tackle data preparation and infrastructure updates needed to ensure that your analytics are constantly updated in near real time. It integrates well across the entire Lightning interface, from powering application with abilities like image recognition and natural language processing, which will help the user predict the next best action for a specific lead or account. So now I guess you have some idea about how Salesforce Lightning is an improvement of Salesforce Classic. But not all companies have moved to the Lightning experience, as Lightning experience is a work in progress. But in the near future, you can see many more functionalities and enhancement. Also, companies who were already using the classic user interface would have got adjusted to it. It will also depend on the company's culture and size and the time it takes to change from classic to Lightning. Now, with this said, let us move on to the next topic and see some of the features of Salesforce Lightning. One of the major features is the Kanban view. Now, a Kanban view is a visual summary of all your records. You can see any list on a Kanban board and it will give you a bigger picture of all your work. You can move your opportunities according to your priority, which will help you focus on the important tasks first. You can also sort, reorganize, and filter the records according to your needs. The next feature is Lightning App Builder. The Lightning App Builder is a point-and-click tool that makes it easier for you to create custom pages for the Salesforce mobile application and Lightning experience, which gives the user everything they need in one place. With the Lightning App Builder, you can build a single-page application or a dashboard-style application, such as application to track top sales prospects or key leads for the quarter. You can also custom record pages for your object that are tailored to the need of the users. You can also create custom home pages containing the components and features that the user uses the most. The next feature of Salesforce Lightning is the Lightning Design Systems. Now, this design system comes with various user experience elements that developers can use to create cutting-edge, robust applications. It is flexible, scalable, and an open source design system that is aimed to assist developers in delivering the best possible user experience. The next feature of Salesforce Lightning is it offers better productivity. Based on a Lightning adoption survey, users who switched to Lightning experience reported a 41% increase in productivity, a 22% increase in win rates, a 23% faster time to close the deal, a 40% increase in collaboration, and a 44% increase in conversion rate. So you can see how Salesforce Lightning can enhance the productivity of a company. Now, these were just some of the key features of Salesforce Lightning. Let us move on to our next topic and see how various users, such as the developers, the administrators, the sales team, and the service team can use Salesforce Lightning experience. First, starting off with developers, the Lightning framework helps developers to be more productive. It's fast to create custom Lightning components using the building blocks included in the framework. It also provides many other tools to help developers. For example, the Salesforce Lightning Design System provides a complete styling library so developers don't have to write their own HTML or CSS code. Next example is Lightning Data Service, which consolidates the data access code in reusable components, which eliminates the need to write controller code. Now, all these features help the developers by reducing the complexity, and the developers can now focus on coding faster and spend less time on performance and quality testing. Next, we'll see how admins can use Salesforce Lightning. Now, as an admin, you can roll out these Lightning features to a few of your team members. Now, if you've just started to use Salesforce Lightning, you would not want to rush things. You'd want to learn and adapt at your own pace. So as a Salesforce admin, you can start by rolling out these features to a small group of users, like maybe your top Salesforce employees or a specific team that will benefit from Lightning experience. You can also use permission sets and switcher to control which interface these users start in and whether or not they can switch back and forth to Salesforce Classic. Next, with the Lightning framework, admins can create and customize pages faster without having to start from scratch each time. The components are reusable throughout the interface, so it's easy to create just what's needed. Next, admin can also add, remove, and rearrange components on the home page or record page with a drag and drop ease. And beyond page layout decision, admins can also control how components behave, configuring the same component to use different properties in different locations, even when they're on the same page. This flexibility significantly speeds up the customization work. Next, talking about how sales user can use Salesforce Lightning. So Lightning Experience is an action-oriented environment that promotes an efficient sales workflow. Its pages focuses on the most important information first, and workspaces make your sales processes clear, which is supported by best practices at every step. It has separate tabs for details, related information, and collaboration, which brings order to pages and reduces the amount of scrolling to find things. Action like taking notes, making calls, and sending emails are right where they are needed, and it can also be integrated with artificial intelligence. So this is how the sales user can benefit from Salesforce Lightning. Now let us talk about how service users can benefit from Salesforce Lightning. With Service Cloud for Lightning experience, the service team can solve user queries faster. The Lightning Service Console is a high productivity workspace with a single view of every customer, so the service agent don't have to waste time toggling between multiple applications. The console also guides the service team through case management process, which makes every step faster to complete with efficiency like split view, drag and drop attachment, and case detail hovers. So this is how different users are benefited by Salesforce Lightning. What are the services offered by Salesforce? Now the first service is the Sales Cloud. Now the Sales Cloud is a CRM platform that enables you to manage your organization's sales, marketing, and customer support facets. It is a cloud-based application designed to help your salesperson sell smarter and faster by centralizing customer information, logging the interaction with their companies, and automating many of the tasks that a salesperson does every day. If your company is engaged in business to business and business to customer business, then Sales Cloud is a service your sales team needs. Also, the Sales Cloud contains account and contact management, which allows you to have a complete view of your customers, including their activity history, key contacts, customer communication, and internal account discussions. You can also find the possible leads, which means you can concentrate on customers who are more likely to buy your product. Now, this was about the Sales Cloud. Next, we have the Marketing Cloud. The Marketing Cloud provides you with one of the world's most powerful digital marketing platform. You can manage customer journals, emails, mobile, social media, web personalization, content creation, content management, and also data analytics. Also, Salesforce Marketing Cloud develops marketing automation and analytics softwares for email, mobile, social, and online marketing, and also offers consulting and implementation services. After the Marketing Cloud, next we have the Service Cloud. This service can be used by companies who are deeply concerned with customer service. The Service Cloud provides a service platform for your organization's customer service and support team. It provides features like case tracking and social networking plugin for conversation and analytics. This not only helps your support team solve customer problems faster, but also gives the customer access to answers. These answers will be available on the Service Cloud so your customers can solve some of the common problems on their own. Next, we have the Community Cloud. Now, the Community Cloud enables companies to connect their customers, partners, and their employees with each other and share the data and records they need to get the work done. Your employees, your customers, and your partners can communicate data, images in real time with each other with the Community Cloud. Salesforce Cloud Community is highly flexible for any business demand and use cases. You can leverage your CRM data by directly connecting with your community or any third-party system. Overall, the online community software gives your company the ability to build customized and branded communities for seamless enterprise collaboration and streamlined business processes. After this, we have the Salesforce Commerce Cloud. The Salesforce Commerce Cloud is a highly scalable, cloud-based software as a service e-commerce solution. It offers best-in-class features and functionalities developed to provide a highly optimized e-commerce experience. The Commerce Cloud enables your organization to provide seamless customer service and experience irrespective of your customer's location. Your customers can be online or in-store. It also provides your customers data integration. So if your goal is to provide customer with a positive, engaging customer experience, then Commerce Cloud is a service you need. After this, we have the Analytic Cloud. The Analytic Cloud provides a business intelligence platform for your organization to work with large data file, create graphs, charts, or any other pictorial representation of the data. The Analytic Cloud, as the name suggests, allows you to analyze and use data insights to uncover new business opportunities. This Analytic Cloud is optimized for mobile access and can be integrated with various other cloud services such as the Marketing Cloud, Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and also the Commerce Cloud. Next, we have the Salesforce IoT Cloud. Now, when your organization needs to store and process Internet of the Things data, you can utilize the services of the Salesforce IoT Cloud. This platform is built to take massive volumes of data generated by devices, sensors, websites, or application, customers, and partners. And on receiving this data, the platform initiates actions to give you real-time responses. After this, we have the Salesforce App Cloud. Now, the App Cloud can be used to develop custom apps to run on the Salesforce platform. Salesforce App Cloud provides you with a collection of development tools that you can utilize to create custom applications on Salesforce. Some of the tools in the App Cloud includes Force.com. Some of the tools in the App Cloud includes Force.com, which allows admins and developers to create websites and applications into the main Salesforce.com application. Next is the App Exchange, which is an online application marketplace for third-party applications that run on the Force.com platform. After this, we have Heroku. which allows developers the flexibility to create applications using the preferred languages and tools. Next is Salesforce Thunder, which is big data and rule processing engine designed to analyze events and take personalized actions. Next, we have the Salesforce Sandbox, which allows developers to test ideas in a safe and isolated development environment. So these were some of the services offered by Salesforce. Now let us move on to a demo part where I will talk about the Sales Cloud service. For a demo, I've signed in into salesforce.com. So Salesforce offers all its new customers with 90 days of free trial. So you can learn how to use Salesforce within this 90 days. In the free trial, Salesforce will guide you on how to start using Salesforce. It is very simple to start your free trial. All you have to do is enter your name, your job title, company's name, phone number, and your email ID. Now this is what a Salesforce Sales Cloud would look like. Now you see there are a set of options available here such as contacts, leads, opportunities, tasks. We will talk about them one by one and understand them. So the Sales Cloud is for the sales team. And the main purpose of the sales team is to get in touch with the customers and sell them products or close the deal. So their main focus will be on leads, contacts, and opportunities. Now leads is basically a customer who is interested in your product. So let us say a customer inquired about your particular product. Now he would become a lead. So for our demo, let us first create a lead. So when I click on leads, you will see I have no recently viewed leads. When I click on this, you can filter the leads. We have my leads. These are the sample leads which are already present. So let me create a new lead. We'll come back to lead status. So we'll just name our lead first. We'll just say his name is Mr. Henry Steven. Now what is the job title? Let's say he's a developer. And what companies he works for? Let us say he works for Edureka. You can enter his email ID over here. Let's say henrywell@gmail.com. Some random phone number. Industry, let's say he's from the engineering industry. And now you see you have something called a lead source. As I've told you before, customers could contact you through calls, emails, social media, and many more platforms. So it is important for the salesperson to note down the source. It will be very helpful in marketing. So let us say many customers are contacting the sales team through social media. So now the company can market better on social media. So we'll select the lead source to be advertisement and then come back to lead status. Now you see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 types of lead status. Now unqualified means a customer who is not willing to buy your product. New means he or she is a new customer and you're yet to talk to them. Working and nurturing means the customer is interested and is willing to buy your product. And chances are he or she will buy your product if you convince them. Now qualified means the customer is ready to buy your product. So we'll just go with new and I think it is good enough. We'll just save it. Now you do not have to fill in all the details. The only mandatory columns were company, name and lead status. So we'll just save it. Now get a message saying lead Mr. Henry Steven was created. Now let us just create one more lead over here. So now let the lead status be new again. We'll just name our lead as Abhinav Anand. The title, let it be testing. Company be TCS. We'll just give him an email ID, some random phone number. We'll give the lead source as employees referral over here. We'll just save it. Now our second lead was also created. Now we have created 2 leads. Now let us say the sales team convinced Abhinav to buy the product. So now I have to change the lead status from new to converted. I can do that with a few clicks. I'll just click on it and you see status changed successfully. Once the lead is successful, its information is stored in the account section. So his account name is TCS, which is his company's name. So we'll just convert it. Now you can see in the lead section, there is only Henry Steven left out. So when we click on account section, we will see the company for which Abhinav works, which is TCS. So under the account option, you will basically have the list of the companies that your customer works for. So when you click on all account, you can see a few sample companies for which your customers work for. If you click on TCS, you can view Abhinav's information over here. Now under the contact tab, you will have information about your customer. You can see the person's name, the company he works for, his phone number, his email ID and many more. So when there are a lot of information over here, you can just search for a particular customer over here. You can also filter your view over here. Now as there are less contacts, we cannot use proper filters. So we'll just leave it. Now, the major difference between account and contacts is account contains the companies that you're doing business with, and contacts are the people who work for these companies. Moving on to opportunities. Now, opportunities are past or pending sales for an account that you want to work or track. Opportunities includes various user information. There are few customers with whom the deal was closed. They either bought it or did not buy it. And it also includes customers who can buy your products. So you can see what are the opportunities which are closing this month, next month, which are new to this week, and what all you have won. Means which all customers have bought your products. Now in recently viewed, we'll just change this opportunity into closed win because Abhinav is willing to buy the product. So we'll just change it to closed win over here and we'll save it. Now after opportunities, we have task. Now task is nothing but the duties to be carried out by the salesperson on a particular date. It can be something like calling a customer at a particular time or emailing a customer asking him for feedbacks. It could be anything like this. Next, we have calendar. Now, calendar can be used to create an event. For example, a customer wants to close a deal on a particular date. So instead of writing it down somewhere, you can just create an event in the calendar. You will be notified about the meeting beforehand itself. You can set a reminder from 5 minutes to 2 weeks before the meeting. So let's say you want to create an event on Wednesday. So we'll just click on the date. So we'll just select the time at 2 p.m. I have a meeting. So we'll just name it call Henry. The location is not compulsory. The start and the end time is already assigned. So it will be a call. So I can set a reminder from 5 minutes to 2 weeks. So I'll just give it 1 hour. I'll save it. Now an event was created. Now the salesperson can carry on its duty without having to worry about the meeting. He'll be notified 1 hour before the meeting itself. Next, you have Salesforce dashboard, which will allow you to present multiple reports side by side so you can compare them. Now, if you want to take down any notes while talking to any customer, you can write it over here. Next, we have reports. Now, reports are used to generate data and display the data in the form of rows and columns with rule criteria. Next is group. Groups are nothing but a set of users. So if a company has many sales teams, each team can create a group and communicate among themselves. So you see, Salesforce Sales Cloud can be very helpful for your sales team. It stores all the customers' information at one place so you can use them to increase your company's profitability. Now let us understand what exactly is reports. A report is a list of records that meet the criteria you define. Now let us understand this with an example. Now let's say, for example, I have a training institute which offers a variety of courses like Java, machine learning, Python, cloud computing, and many more. Now to keep track of my courses which have been sold, my customer details, I'm going to use Salesforce. Now I want to know which of the courses is the highest selling course. So for this, I can use Salesforce report, which will give me a set of records that contains all the information about the courses and which customer is buying what. So with Salesforce report, I can see which of my course is the highest selling course. Now reports are displayed in Salesforce in rows and columns and can be filtered according to a particular object. Let's say I just want to see the people who have registered for Java courses. So I'll just filter the data and find out which all people have opted for the Java course. Also with Salesforce report, we can group the data together and also display them in the form of graphical chart. A company or an organization can use reports to track progress towards its various goals. It could be controlling expenditure, increasing revenue, or any other business goals. Reports also help in predicting trends, such as which project is selling the most, which customer is buying the projects regularly, and many more. All this is an advantage of increasing your profit. In Salesforce, you can create reports in very short time and also schedule the reports. Salesforce provides a powerful suite of analytics tools to help you organize, view, and analyze your data. You can generate reports in various styles. Now let us understand what are the type of reports we can create. But before that, let us understand what is a report type. Now a report type is like a template which makes reporting easier. The report type determines which fields and records are available for use while creating a report. Reports display only records that meet the criteria defined in the report type. Salesforce provides a predefined standard report types such as summary, tabular, mixed, and joint. Now you can also create a custom report type. For example, an administrator can create a report type that shows only job applications that have an associated resume. Application without resume won't be shown in the report. So now I guess you have some idea about what exactly is report type. Now let us see the types of report that are provided by Salesforce. First is the tabular report. Now, tabular reports are the basic and simplest of any Salesforce report. They just display the rows of data in a table with a grand total. You can use tabular reports when you want a simple list or a list of items with a grand total. For example, you want to see the list of contacts or the list of leads based on a particular criteria. You can use a tabular report. Also, this type of reports cannot be used to create groups of data or charts and cannot be used to create dashboards. The next report type is summary report. Now, this type of reports in Salesforce are the most commonly used reports. They provide a listing of data with grouping and subtotals. With summary reports, you can group data based on different criteria and then perform calculation to find out the total, maximum, minimums, and the average. These reports will help you analyze your data better and can be used when you want to create an hierarchically grouped report, such as sales organized by the year and then by the quarter. The next report type is matrix report. Now, this type of records is a bit complicated. They allow you to group records both by rows and by columns. You can use matrix reports when you want to see data in two different dimensions that aren't related. For example, the date and the product which has been sold. Now, these reports can be used to create dashboards. Moving on to the final report type, which is the joint report. The joint report can be used to group and show data from multiple report types in different views. The data in joint reports are organized in blocks. Now, each block can have its own unique column, summary fields, formulas, filters, and sorting order. You can use this type of records to build a report to show opportunities, leads, and activity data for your accounts. These were the types of report provided by Salesforce. Now, each report in Salesforce is stored in a folder. A user who creates a folder can control who has access to the contents of the folder. It can be based on roles, permissions, or any other criteria. They can make the folder public, which will be available to the entire organization, or make it private so only the owner can have access to the folder. Now, each user has its own level of access to a report folder. There are three types of access level to a folder. First is the viewer access level. The user in this access level can only view the data in the report and cannot make any changes except cloning it into a new report. Next, we have the editor access level. Now, the user with this access level determines what data is shown in the report. They can view and modify the data in the report and can also move them from one folder to another. The third access level is the manager access level. The user who creates a folder is usually the manager. They control other users' access level to the folder. The manager can do everything the viewer and editor can do, but in addition, the manager can also control which user gets what access to the folder. Also, user with the manager access level can delete the report. Now, this was about report. I guess now you have some idea about reports in Salesforce. Now let us move on to the next topic and see what are dashboards in Salesforce. Basically, dashboard is a graphical representation of the data generated by a report or multiple reports. It shows data from source reports as visual components. These components give a snapshot of key metrics and performance indicator of the organization. Now, for each dashboard component, there is a single underlying report. However, you can use the same report in multiple dashboard components on a single dashboard. Now, multiple dashboard components can be shown together on a single dashboard page layout, which makes viewing the report more interesting than viewing them in rows and columns. Now, as I've talked about dashboard components so many times, let us understand what are they. So there are 5 types of dashboard components in Salesforce. The first one is charts. Now in charts, there are 6 types of charts you can choose from. The horizontal chart, the vertical bar chart, the line chart, pie chart, donut chart, and the funnel chart. Now viewing your data in a pictorial format is more visually pleasing and interactive than just viewing the data in rows and columns. Second is a gauze. You can use a gauze when you have a single value that you want to show within a range of custom values. For example, if you want to show the number of courses which were sold in a month, whether it was higher than the other month or was it lesser than the other months, you can show it with the help of gauze. Third is metrics. Now you can use a metrics when you have one value to display. For example, if you have a report showing the total number of courses sold or it's expected to be sold in the current month, you can just name the value as courses selling target for the month and display it on the dashboard. The next Salesforce dashboard component is table. You can use a table to show a set of report data in column form. You can use colors and scale to help users interpret the report data the table displays. Now an example for using table would be, now if I want to see the top 5 selling courses of all time, I can use table for that. Fifth Salesforce dashboard component is a Visualforce page. You can use the Visualforce page when you want to create a custom component or show information not available in another component type. Like reports, dashboards are stored in folders which control who has access to them. Now, only if a user has access to the folder, they can view its dashboard. However, to view the dashboard components, they need access to the underlying reports as well. Now, each dashboard has a running user, whose security setting determines which data to be displayed on the dashboard. Now, if the running user is a specific user, all dashboard viewers see data based on the security setting of the specified user, regardless of their own personal security settings. For example, if you set the sales manager as a running user for the leaderboard for his or her team, this will allow the team members to view the leaderboard for the individual team but not the other teams. Now, this was about dashboards in Salesforce. Let us move on to the next topic and see some of the benefits of reports and dashboards in Salesforce. The first benefit is you have visibility into data. Report and dashboards gives you easy access to key data insights, which helps in making better decisions. It provides you real-time statistics of your company's information in very less time. The next advantage is it saves money and time. With Salesforce Report and Dashboard, you don't have to manually search for a particular field or entry. You can just search or filter the records based on the object you're looking for. According to a study, 4,000 Salesforce customers reported that they reduced the amount of time they spent making reports by 52% using Salesforce. Also, since they were paying someone to create those reports, they probably reduced their budgets as well. The next advantage is flexibility. With reports and dashboards, you can pull data from all your standard and custom objects in field. It provides many powerful options for tailoring reports and dashboard to a specific need of your end users. Now, these were some of the benefits of report and dashboards in Salesforce. Now, let us move on to our next topic, which is the demo part. So for our demo, I've signed in into the Salesforce console. So Salesforce offers all its new customers with 90 days of free trial of the Sales Cloud. So if you want to learn how to use the Sales Cloud within this 90 days, you can just go ahead and create one account. Now it is very simple to create a Salesforce free trial account. It will ask you for a few information such as your name, your job title, company's name, phone number, and email ID. Once you give all this information, you can just start your free trial. So for a demo, first we're going to import a sales data from our document and then use that data to create a report and then prepare a dashboard for those reports. So for people who are new to Salesforce, this is what the Salesforce console would look like. It will have the performance here, assistant, tasks, events, and contacts. If you want, you can also change the entire interface over here. And you can see there are a few options here such as accounts, contacts, leads, opportunities, tasks, calendar, dashboards. We will talk about them one by one now. So we'll just start with leads. Leads store customer information who are interested in your product. Let's say some customer inquired about a particular product. Now he would become a possible lead. Next, accounts. Accounts has a list of all the companies that your customers are working for. Now, contact tab will contain information about your customer. We'll just go to all contacts over here. Here you can see we have some of the sample data. You can see the name of the customer. Then we have the account name, which means which company is he working for, what is his job title, his phone number, email, and its owner name. Next, account will have a list of companies that your customers are working for. We go to my accounts. Now these three companies' employees are your contacts. Next, opportunities are past or pending sales for an account that you want to work on or track. Here you can see what are the stages of that opportunities. Whether you have closed the opportunity successfully or you've lost it, or does it need any analysis, and so on. Now task is the daily activities of a salesperson. So when I go to open task, you can see a few of the sample tasks over here, such as discuss partnership opportunities, follow up on a particular customer, and so on. Next is calendar. Now calendar can be used to create an event. For example, a customer wants to close a deal on a particular day. So instead of writing it down somewhere, you can just create an event and you'll be notified about the meeting before itself. Now we're going to talk about reports and dashboard in details now. Now notes are nothing but while talking to a customer, if you want to write down something, you can just write it over here. Now coming back to a demo, the first step is to import sales data into leads. So we'll just go to leads. When you go to my leads, you can see a few of sample leads which are already here. We can also use the sample leads for a demo, but I'm still going to import sales data to my leads. So click on imports over here. Select leads. I'm going to add new records. We can also update existing record or add new and update existing record both. So go to add new records. Now I'll just drag my file over here and click on next. Now one very important point to remember here is whenever you're importing any data, you should always have name, company's name, lead status object in your file. Then we'll click on next over here and we'll start the import. So you'll get a message saying, congratulations, your import has started. Now after I click OK, it will redirect me to the lead console. So when I click on all leads, you can see my leads have started appearing. I had around 163 sales data samples in my file. So there are a total of 168 leads. 162 are the data sample leads which I had imported, and 6 are the default samples which are already available. Now let us create a report with this data. We'll just go to reports and select new reports. Now you can see there are sample reports which are already available, but we're going to create our own new report. So we'll just select new reports. You have to choose a report type. So it's in leads. We'll just select leads and we'll continue. Now to preview only a limited number of records, but after you run it, you can see everything. So we can group our rows from here and we can select any column which we want a report to display. I can also remove the column which I don't want my report to display. Now let's say I don't want title because it's only present for 6 data samples. So I'll just remove title from here. You can also filter your reports according to your convenience. Now let us group our rows based on lead status. So we'll just select lead status from here. Now you can see the records are grouped according to the lead status. We have 3 in new, 2 working, 1 nurturing, and 13 in shipped. Now this is only the preview, but in report we can see many more under shipped. Now in report you can also add charts. So if you just click on add charts over here, now you can see the number of new lead status, the working lead status, nurturing, shipped. Now this report actually contains 2 different types of data, as there were sample leads before I imported, even those are present here. From the dataset I had imported, the status were only shipped and on hold. Now if you want, you can also change the type of charts. You can just click on the setting button over here, and you can show it in donut format, in funnel, line. So to see this properly, we're going to create dashboards. So I'll just go to dashboards over here. Now first we have to save this. So we'll just save it. We'll name it demo report, and the folder, let it be the same folder. Now if you want to add any description about your report, you can also add it here. But now I'll just let it be and just save this. Now let us create our dashboards. So click on dashboards over here. We'll have some of the sample dashboards over here. If you want, you can just go click on this and see how is the dashboard. Now if you want, you can just click on any dashboard and see how it is. So now let us create our dashboard. So we'll just go to dashboard, select new dashboard. So we'll name our dashboard demo dashboard. If you want to describe your dashboard, you can describe it over here. Now you can select any folder from here. If you want, you can also create a new folder, but I'll just let it be in the private dashboard folder and I'll just create it. Now a dashboard has been created. Now we have to add components to it. Now as I've told you before, there are 5 components in Salesforce dashboard, which are charts, gauze, metrics, table, and visual force page. So we can select any one from those options. So we'll just go to add components. You must have a report to create a dashboard and use the dashboard components. Now we'll just select the report. Now here if you want, you can select any type of dashboard components. You can go for horizontal bar chart or you can go for vertical bar chart. So we'll add few of these charts to our dashboard. Now we'll add a horizontal bar chart. Now you can see the lead status over here. There were 3 new, 2 working, 1 nurturing lead status in the lead data. And from the sales data which I had imported, there were 148 shipped, 6 on hold, 4 in progress, and 4 cancelled. Now I'll also add few more dashboard components. So I'll select the report. I'll add the donut chart. So I'll just add it. Here you can see our donut chart with the values. I'll also add funnel chart. Now I'll also add the funnel chart. Now if you want, I can move this over here. I can add any of these dashboard components as well. Now it is up to you which dashboard components you want to add. We'll just add one more component. We'll just add the line chart. And here is the line chart. We'll just move it to the top. And we'll save the dashboard. Now you see it is very easy to create reports and dashboard in Salesforce. It is also very visually pleasing and interactive.
So let's first understand the need for the marketing cloud, right? So as you are aware that Salesforce offering to three clouds per se, sales cloud, service cloud and marketing cloud. Now they have merged the marketing cloud with sales cloud. So there is a bit of a overlap between these two offerings. So today a lot of information is lying out there in the social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. You have scattered conversations happening everywhere in the social media. So the data is actually stuck in silos. And there is a constant struggle to find the ROI across multiple channels because this data is stuck in silos. Because we are having a lot of scattered conversations across different social media platforms. So you are not able to derive any information on which you can run analytics and take an informed decision. So the Salesforce Marketing Cloud, what it does is it provides you a unified platform for all social programs and data. It builds and engages the audiences and turns insights into actions. So basically it helps you to run data analytics on the data which is there scattered across different social media and let you take an informed decision, right? It helps you to get business insights. So what are the benefits of the Salesforce Marketing Cloud? Why do we need to go for the Salesforce Marketing Cloud? What will the organization, the enterprise benefit at the end of the day from the Salesforce Marketing Cloud? So the first and foremost thing is that you can plan, you can personalize and optimize your customer journey. You can gain more information about your clients, their businesses, their insights, their behavior, the health of the business of your clients. You can map customer journeys across multiple channels, devices, and customer lifestyle stages. Right. So as I said, we will also look at the different channels, the platforms. So you can map the customer journey across these different channels, devices, as well as customer lifecycle stages. You can nurture your customer as you move them forward in their journeys. So which basically means that you know the behavioral pattern, their buying pattern, their inclination, you know their nature, right? And you can nurture your customers as you move them forward in their respective journeys. You can analyze and assess the impact of every customer interaction to determine strengths and flaws in your processes. So you may interact with your customer by means of email or a phone call or any other way, right? So you can derive insights, you can analyze, you can assess the impact of every customer interaction that you are having. You can determine your strengths and flaws in your process. So these are some of the enterprises who are using the marketing cloud already. Aston Martin, Vodafone, Philips, Western Union, L'Oreal, American Express, Dunkin' Brands, GE as well as Hershey's. So you can clearly see that it has been used across different verticals. So you have customers from the telecom vertical, you have customers from the FMCG, you have customers from the BFSI, you have customers from FMCG industries all across. So it is not limited or restricted to a particular vertical. So let's understand what is Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So Salesforce Marketing Cloud, so basically it's a journey, right? It starts from different campaigns, right? We will look at the developer org and we'll also look at the different campaigns, the campaign hierarchy, right? So basically it starts with the different campaigns that your marketing department would be running at any point of time. So they may be webinars, they may be road shows, they may be events. Out of these campaigns, what you derive, what you get at the end of the day is leads, right? And it is very important to nurture these leads because if you look at these leads are yet not a qualified opportunity, but at the end of the day, they are potential opportunities, right? So it actually starts all the way from the campaign and then to leads. And if the lead is a genuine lead, then you convert it into an opportunity, an account and a contact. So let me just log into the developer org here. So this is the Sales Cloud, right? As you can see, we have landed in the Sales Cloud on the top right hand corner, right? So in the Sales Cloud, on the top horizontal ribbon, these are some of the standard objects, right? So actually the Sales Cloud, it starts from here. It starts from accounts, contacts, opportunities, forecasts, contracts, orders till here, right? And then cases, solutions, etc. They form part of the Service Cloud, right? And this part here campaigns and leads is basically marketing. But as I said, there is a bit of an overlap between these clouds. Let's go to the marketing cloud. Okay, there is a drop down. Just click on the drop down and select marketing, and it will take you to the marketing cloud. So this is our marketing cloud. So as you can see, you get the standard tabs of home, chatter, and then you have campaigns, you have leads, you have contacts, opportunities, reports, dashboards, codes, etc. So basically this forms your marketing cloud. So let's click on campaigns. Let's look at all the active campaigns that I have in my free developer org, right? So you can see there are 4-5 different campaigns. You can clearly see the start date, the end date, the budgeted cost in the campaign, and the actual cost incurred, right? And the type of campaign. So you can see that some of them are in progress, trade show, some of them have been completed, direct mailer, webinar, some of them are planned, right? Let's open one of these campaigns and try to further drill down. So basically, this is a campaign. Campaign name is Ashwamegh Mission, right? And you can also view hierarchy, wherein you can build campaign hierarchy. So you can have a parent campaign, you can have a child campaign, you can also have a grandchild campaign, right? So you can align your campaigns in a hierarchy. You can have different types of campaigns. You can have a webinar, you can have trade show, conference. You can also measure the statuses of these campaigns, the start date, the end date. You can also capture the expected revenue out of the campaign, the budgeted cost, the actual cost, and the leads which you are able to generate at the end of the day from these campaigns. And how many of those leads actually got converted into the campaign, right? How many contacts were you able to generate during the campaign? How many responses, how many opportunities got created? How many of them you actually won for your business? So it basically helps you to get a hang of the ROI. You may be running various campaigns in the enterprise, but at the end of the day, the campaign is only successful if you get a positive ROI. You can also add campaign members, right? You can add opportunities. Let's look at the leads. Let me open all the open leads which are there in my free developer org. So these are some of the open leads. So as you can see the name of the contact, the company that he or she represents, the state, province, their contact details, email ID. You can also see the lead status. When was it created? Who was the owner? Let me open one of the leads here for ABBA Insurance. So if you see here, this lead has been generated from the web, right? Because the lead source clearly says that it is a web to lead, which means that this customer, Miss Cotton, had visited the corporate website and she had showed some interest in some of the products and services which are being offered by the company, and the lead has been pushed from the corporate website directly into the SFDC system, which is also known as a web to lead. So you can capture leads directly from your corporate website to your SFDC org, or you can also manually enter the leads. You may get a call from the customer on your toll-free number, and you can manually enter the lead as well into your marketing cloud. You may also have a situation wherein one of your sales reps have visited the customer and he or she feels that it is a potential lead. He can come back and enter that lead into the SFDC system as well. And further, you can have assignment rules, auto response rules for these leads. So you can either manually assign these leads to the SFDC users, or they can also be assigned to different queues or specialized agents which are capable of handling these set of leads. So let me show you one very important process which is called as the lead conversion. Now before that, I'll just show you the different stages that a lead can go through. So if you see here in the lead status, right now this lead is open. It has not been contacted. It is just lying as an open lead. So nobody has started working on it. Nobody has contacted the customer. The second stage can be working contacted, which means that somebody has established the contact with the customer. It has been contacted, but they have yet not qualified. Okay. If you feel that yes, it is a potential lead. It can be converted into an opportunity or an account or a contact. You can close converted. And you also have the option to close not converted. If you feel that it was maybe just marketing inquiry or the prospect was just trying to get some price, it's not a potential lead, you can just drop it. And these stages basically known as the lead management process, the various stages through which a lead goes through. So suppose I have established the contact with Miss Cotton in Abbott Insurance and I feel that it is a genuine lead, it is a potential lead. So I can say close converted and I can say save. And you have a convert option here. If you click on this, what you have is leads can be converted to account, contact, opportunity, and even follow-up task. So what we are doing is a lead conversion process. You can also send an email to the lead owner if you want, right? So what will happen is that it will create a new account by the name of Abbott Insurance. As soon as we'll convert this lead, it will also create an opportunity for Abbott Insurance, and contact will also get created by the name of Miss Cotton. So in one go, you will convert it into an account, contact, and opportunity. And you also have the option to create a follow-up task. Okay. You also have the option if you don't want to create a new opportunity upon conversion. So you can just check this checkbox. Otherwise, just leave it unchecked. So I'm just going to convert this lead, Miss Phyllis Cotton. So you can see an account by the name of Abbott Insurance has got created automatically, right? A contact by the name of Phyllis Cotton, who is the CFO for Abbott Insurance, and her credentials, her email ID, her phone number, and an opportunity has also got created by the name of Abbott Insurance. Mind you, whenever you convert a lead and subsequently the opportunity gets created, the default stage of that opportunity is always at prospecting stage, and the close date is always the last date of the current quarter. So since we are in the JFM quarter, January, February, March of 2013. So that's why it has picked up the last date, which is the 31st of March 2017. But you can edit this. So let's look at the opportunity here. So this is the opportunity that has got created with some very basic information. So as and when the opportunity advances, you can change the stage, you can change the close date as well, and the probability as well will get changed. Let's go back to the presentation. So the Salesforce Marketing Cloud, it's a platform, as I said, for a one-to-one customer journey. So you have contact, you have content, you have channel, you have analytics, you have different apps. So let's look at the Salesforce Marketing Cloud product. So it essentially includes email studio, you have mobile studio, you have social media, you have ads, web connected products, hub exchange apps, and it basically makes use of the marketing automation, predictive intelligence can be built in, customer data platform, etc., etc. Okay, this is the mind map for the marketing cloud. So as you can see, the beginning are the activities. And in Salesforce, you can have 4 types of activities. So you can either have tasks, you can have events, you can have calls or emails. Right? So primarily activities, it includes tasks and events. Then you can also have calls and emails. These all form activities. Out of these activities, you get leads, right? So you may be doing some events, some sort of road shows, webinars, etc. So that is one of the medium through which you can get a lead. You may get a lead from an inbound call or outbound call, or a customer may write in to your marketing team for a product or service for which they are interested in, right? So these are the 4 building blocks of activities through which you can get a lead, right? You can also get a lead from different campaigns that you may run, online campaign, offline campaign. And as I showed you, the lead would typically get converted during the lead conversion process into an opportunity, a contact, and an account, right? So let's look at some of the features of the Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So Marketing Cloud is basically segregated into channels and platforms. So in channels, you get email studio, mobile studio, social studio, advertising studio, and web studio. Platforms, you have Journey Builder, Audience Builder, Personalization Builder, Content Builder, Analytics Builder, and Marketing Cloud Connect. So let's look at some of the channels and their features. So if you look at the Email Studio, what all you can do from the Email Studio, you can send welcome and promotional emails to your customers, and you can also send some critical information like bank statements, receipts. You can build and send mails. It provides a ready-to-use tool with drag and drop functionality to build emails. So if you need to send some reports and dashboards to your customers, so it provides a very easy to use tool which has got a drag and drop functionality. And depending upon the kind of report or the dashboard you want to share with your customers, you can do that with just point and click drag and drop feature. You can also use data from sources like e-commerce portals, mobile push notifications, and you can also provide personalized real-time messages to your customers. And you can also measure and optimize your campaign with advanced email analytics. So suppose you are trying to run a campaign and you are not getting the desired results, right? The trend is not a healthy trend. So you can obviously change your strategy, you can do some changes, and you can optimize your campaign so as to get the desired results, and that you can achieve using the advanced email analytics which are provided as part of the Email Studio. Let's look at the Mobile Studio. So in the Mobile Studio, you can keep customers up to date with SMS confirmations. You can update them about the different promotions that you are running, and you can also have real-time account updates. You can engage your customers with photo tutorials and auto clips. So suppose you are updating some feature on your corporate website which was not there earlier, which the customers have been demanding or they have been requesting. So you can always keep them engaged. You can send them some updated tutorials or audio clips saying that you have now updated this in the new feature, in the new release, so that they are always tuned to your channel. Geofence feature ensures your customers get the information at the right time and place. You can connect with your customers on their favorite messaging application by sending personalized announcements. So irrespective of the platform, you can connect with your customers on their favorite messaging application. You can send them some personalized announcements on that messaging platform itself. Yes, and the Mobile Studio, it is also accessible via the Salesforce app. So you get the mobile version of Salesforce, which is known as Salesforce One, right? You can download it from the Google Play Store onto your Android or your iOS smartphone, right? If you are using a Android phone, then you can download it from the Google Play Store, or if you are on the iOS platform, you can download it from the App Store, and you get Mobile Studio, part of the Salesforce One, which is the mobile version of Salesforce. So let's look at the Social Studio. Social Studio lets you manage all your advertising across the social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So you can do a lot of online advertising across the different social media platforms that you have today. So the Social Studio, it lets you manage all the advertising across the different social media platform like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. Your teams can manage your campaigns with sophisticated targeting all in one elegant interface. So as I showed you, you can align campaign team members. So if you have 10 people in your team, so maybe you want to align say 4 people for a particular campaign, so you can do that. And these members can then target some of the potential customers. If they have clicked or they have showed some interest, right? So you can always go after them and you can target them because they have showed some interest. You can visualize, optimize, and report on advertising performance. You can also derive reports, dashboards. You can take your customer insights from Salesforce CRM to your social advertising. Let's look at the Advertising Studio. The Advertising Studio lets you manage all your advertising across Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So again, this is a feature which is common between Social Studio and Advertising Studio. So as in Social Studio also, you get to manage all your online advertising across the different social media platform. You can use insights on your loyal customers to connect with new ones. So basically those customers who have been loyal to your different customer programs, you can take their help and you can get some referrals from them in order to connect with some of the new potential customers for your business. You can reconnect with your customers using different channels and aggregate their data. You can build audiences through social topics and then track and optimize your campaign performance. So basically what you can do here is that you can have some discussions on some of the social topics, right? And you can then see the trends, right? There may be a lot of people who are vocal about a particular topic. So you can build your audiences in such way, and then you can track and optimize your campaign performance. So suppose you have a topic trending on Facebook, say India beats England in all the three formats, right? So you will see a lot of posts, lot of comments from people from all walks of life, right? So you will see that a lot of them are vocal. And these same people are, posting again and again, and you will see a definite trend. So which clearly shows that these people are interested, or they are having keen interest for this particular topic. And say tomorrow you are wanting to come out with some campaign wherein you need to target such category of people or such customers. So you can always run some campaign. So the advertising studio will help you do that. Last but not the least, in channels, you have the web studio. It provides web solution to turn your static websites into dynamic, interactive, personalized experience. It has got the inbuilt predictive analytics capability. You can observe the customer behavior and build individual profiles. You can also trigger emails based on site behavior to re-engage with customers. So as I said, if someone has visited your corporate website and he has clicked on a particular category of product, right, then you know the behavior of this customer. So you can trigger emails based on the site behavior, and you can re-engage this customer that, okay, you had showed some interest on going overseas to a particular location, say Thailand. Okay, so tomorrow if you are coming out with a campaign, or you want to target these sort of customers who had visited your website and they had showed some interest, so you know that they can be one of the potential customers, because at some point of time in history they have browsed or they have clicked on the Thailand tour. Using interactive and engaging tools, guide your customers through the process of finding the necessary information. Okay, sure. I'll repeat the difference between the social studio and advertising studio. Not an issue. Let me just go back. Yeah, so between the social studio and the advertising studio, you have a lot of things which are common. Social studio lets you manage all your advertising across the different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, as well as the advertising studio also lets you manage all your advertising across these social media platforms. But the difference is that in the social studio, you can have your teams assigned to a particular campaign. Say suppose you are having 10 team members and you want 4 of them to focus only on one of the upcoming campaigns, so that you can target the potential customers in a sophisticated manner. So you can have the concept of campaign team members. You can also visualize, optimize, and report on advertising performance. So suppose you want to get some insights into the online advertising that you are doing, right? You want to generate some reports that, okay, let us find out that from the day this campaign has been running till this day, what is the trend? How many customers have visited? What is their product interest? What services they are interested in? So you can tweak, you can make some changes if you are not anticipating the desired results out of the reports. So you can visualize, you can optimize, and you can also get reports and dashboards on the advertising performance. And you can take your customer insights from the Salesforce CRM to social advertising as well. Let's look at the advertising studio. So in the advertising studio as well, you get to manage all your advertising across the different social media platforms. But the difference here is that you can get insights into the loyal customers of yours, and you can take help from these set of customers to get referrals within their circles to get access to the newer ones. So suppose you have had a loyal customer for your products and services for your company, you can obviously reach out to these set of loyal customers for recommendations, for referrals, so that you can increase your clientele, and maybe you can offer some rewards and benefits for these set of loyal customers if they help you connect with their internal network or circles, if it results in additional revenue, if it helps in increasing your revenue share. You can also reconnect with your customers using different channels, and you can aggregate their data using the advertising studio. You can build audiences through social topics and then track and optimize your campaign performance. So as I said, you can open up discussions on the social media, say Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or LinkedIn, right? Suppose India beats England in all the three formats of cricket. So you will see a lot of people from all walks of life posting their comments, and you will see that there is a distinct trend, right? And tomorrow, suppose you want to run a campaign wherein you want to focus on this cricket frenzy fan or this category of customers, right? So you know which customers to target, which people to target, so that you can optimize the campaign performance. Okay, let's move on to the platforms. So in the journey builder, you can plan, personalize and optimize customer journeys at the right moment on the right channel. You can select targeted audience and create unique journeys based on their interaction. You can apply A/B testing to test the performance of different communications and channels. You can select goals and track progress in real time with activity metrics. So basically what it does is that suppose one of your customer is experiencing a huge expansion due to the market dynamics, and he's on a massive expansion growth, right? And they are expanding like anything. And it happens across all industries. Some industry is at boom at some point of time, whereas the other is in a recession, right? So you can target these set of customers at the right moment with the right channel using the journey builder. So suppose you have a telecom customer, say a Reliance Jio, who has just launched because they want to disrupt the telecom market, right? So that they want to gain massive market share within a very, very short amount of time. So you can target this set of customers at that moment, right? And A/B testing, it's basically also called as the split testing, and it is used to compare two versions of a web page to see which one performs better. Okay, so you may have multiple versions for a single web page. So you can compare these two web pages by showing the two variants, let's call them A and B, to similar visitors at the same time. Okay, and the one that gives a better conversion rate wins. Right, so for the same web page, you can have two variants and you can put it up to the similar visitors, and the one which gives you better results, better conversion rates wins. So you can then discard the other one and you can keep the one which has generated better interest, better results. Right, and as I said, you can target the selected audience, you can create unique journeys based on their interaction, you can select goals, track progress in real time. Let's look at the audience builder. So in the audience builder, you tend to get to understand and engage with customers and unify all data in one place. Again, you can use the drag and drop feature to quickly correlate and manipulate data. So this is a very, very beautiful feature in Salesforce reporting and dashboard. You can just drag and drop if you want to get some meaningful insights into the data that is lying in the Salesforce data lake. So you can just drag and drop using the reporting feature. You can then get some informative reporting out of the reports. You can also create dashboards which can be useful in the presentation or even otherwise to help you or your top management get some good insights into the health of the business so that they can take the informed decisions. You can combine customer data and predictive data to understand your most important customer segment. Right, as I said, it includes the predictive analysis as well. So you can use a combination of both customer data as well as the inbuilt predictive data analytics that is being provided by Salesforce as an out-of-the-box functionality to help you understand the most important customer segment for your products and services. Right? Your product and services may not be attractive or may not find its way to all category of customers, but there will be some category of customers who will be the low-lying fruits. So it can help you identify this particular segment, which are the low-lying fruits for the products and services that you are into. You can drive personalized customer journeys that automatically adjust to customers' level of engagement as well. Let's look at the personalization builder now. So the personalization builder, it provides the ability to deliver experiences unique to each customer by building customer profiles. From an anonymous visitor to a loyal brand champion, leverage sophisticated algorithms to understand your customer intent. turn static websites into dynamic experiences that deliver personalized content, extend across different digital channels using drag and drop tools. So basically what it does is it has built-in machine learning algorithm, right, which is capable of doing big data analytics, right? So what you can do is in the personalization builder, you can build custom profiles for each of your unique customers. So you can basically do a customer profiling, okay? Because you may be having all category of customers, all sorts of customers, from an anonymous visitor who has just visited your site to a loyal brand champion who is actually acting as your brand ambassador without you knowing, right? So you can basically leverage on this loyal brand champion. You can further penetrate into his internal network and his circle, right, by making use of the machine learning algorithms, right, which will help you to understand the customer psyche, the customer intent. You can turn the static website content into dynamic ones, right, to deliver the personalized content. You can extend different digital channels using the drag and drop tools, even here in the personalization builder. Let's move on to the content builder. So in the content builder, it helps you to do cross-channel content management. It allows you to consolidate on images, blocks of texts, templates, and emails in a single location. So basically what it does is it basically offers you to do a cross-channel content management. Right? You'll have a lot of content across all the channels that we discussed. So what it does is it helps you to correlate, consolidate on all the images, text blocks, templates, emails in a single location. You can organize everything into a unified folder structure and leverage search and filter tools for easy navigation. So you can save all these images, text, templates, emails, etc. in a single place, which is called as a unified folder, and you can leverage on these searches and filters. You can upload new content, including images and other documents, straight from your desktop. So if you want, you can also include some of the images and documents from your desktop itself, although Salesforce is not known to be a good storage platform, but you can do that. You can save images, you can upload documents onto the Salesforce cloud so that it is accessible to you anywhere, anytime, as it is location independent. And it is always available to you on demand, irrespective of wherever you are globally in any part of the world. You take less time to create and find the perfect content and more time putting it into action. So you basically get organized, you get structured data, you don't waste time to create the content. You already have the content and you just have to search and filter the right content, the perfect content for your campaign. Right? So you can actually devote more time putting the campaign into action rather than wasting your time in looking out for the right content. The content is already there. It is already put in place in the unified folder. So you just have to search, filter, and there you go. And let's move on to the analytics builder. You can view real-time behavior on your website and mobile application and measure performance across the entire customer journey. So you may be having customers visiting your corporate website. You may have customers using the mobile app version of your corporate website. So if you want to run some data analytics, you want to measure their performance, you can do that using the analytics builder. You can use out of the box reporting for email, mobile, social, and ads. So this is also known as SMAC. Also build custom reports to meet your needs. You can create visualizations of data to uncover rich insights about customers. It uses predictive analytics, which is built in, provides you with the likelihood of a purchase and other insights about your customers. So as I said that you can create dashboards so that you get better visualization of the data that is there in the data lake of Salesforce to uncover rich insights about the customer behavior. What is their buying pattern? Which product out of the entire product range that you offer they are more interested in, or which product they are least interested in. So you can just remove it out of the shelf. It also has the inbuilt feature of running predictive analysis, right, which will help you to get access to know the likelihood of a purchase or not. So it basically helps you to get better insights about your customer behavior, his buying pattern, etc., etc. Okay. So there is a question, how will the analytics builder get insights from a particular website traffic? Or how will you link your website and the analytics builder? So basically, you can integrate your marketing cloud with your corporate website. Okay, so we'll come to that in the coming slides. So by means of this integration, a lot of data can flow from your corporate website to the marketing cloud, which has the analytics builder. So then you can make this analytics filter to run on the data that is being ingested from the corporate website. You can ingest the data traffic that is coming onto your corporate website into the analytics filter, right? Only thing is you'll have to integrate the marketing cloud Salesforce with the corporate website. All right, let's move on to the marketing cloud connect. As I said, your marketing cloud with your Salesforce CRM, you can even integrate marketing cloud, Salesforce cloud, sales cloud, or a service cloud instance. It thereby allows you sending email messages from sales, service, or marketing cloud. So if you want to send some welcome email or some promotional emails, you can do that right from your sales, service, or marketing cloud. You can create some workflows, workflow actions. You can send email alerts. You can set some entry criteria. So you would have noticed the moment you sign up for a particular account, immediately you get a welcome email. So that happens by virtue of the email alert, right? So you can also automate this using the sales service or the marketing cloud. You can measure customer engagement by tracking history of a profile. So you get many options in Salesforce. You can track the history by enabling the various fields. You can track the changes that have happened in a particular field. You can set up the audit trail. Advanced functionality provides the plumbing for data stream and journey builder. So the advanced functionality that is offered as part of the marketing cloud. So in case you need to do certain adjustments or certain changes for the data lake, so you can do that by using the advanced functionality feature of the marketing cloud connect. So let's see the different integration options which are available for the Salesforce marketing cloud. So you can integrate the marketing cloud with the Salesforce service cloud as well as with the social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, as well as Shopify and Workfront. Okay, it is already integrated. Just show you in the system, in the free developer org. Let's go to the setup. So if you look at, this is our free developer org environment. So if you look at the top right hand side, right now we are in the marketing cloud, right? You can also move to the service cloud. This is service cloud. Okay. So you can see that you have the home chapter and then you have accounts, contacts, and then cases, solutions. So this essentially forms the service cloud. You can also seamlessly move to the sales cloud. Just have to select sales and here you go. Now you are in the sales cloud. So Salesforce has made it easy for us. So they have integrated all these three clouds, marketing cloud, sales cloud, service cloud, as well as you can also integrate two different Salesforce orgs. You can also integrate with the social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Shopify, Workfront. Let's look at a use case for Peak Games. So Peak Games, it's one of the household names in the mobile gaming industry, which is one of the coming hot industry. Peak Games had over 275 million users across 150 countries. And these were some of the challenges that they were facing before using the marketing cloud. So Peak Games, they required a tool for running bulk campaigns, for doing campaign management. They also wanted to scale their social media advertising. They wanted to make better use of tactics like cost per impression bidding, A/B testing, and ad segmentation. They required a powerful reporting tool. Peak Games wanted to make use of all the latest capabilities of Facebook advertising at the same time. So these were some of the challenges that were being faced by the Peak Games, and this was the solution which was offered. For a solution to these issues, Peak Games turned to Marketing Cloud's Advertising Studio ads platform. So Peak Games connected with the Marketing Cloud to deliver the right message to the right person at the right time. So as I said, few industries, they are experiencing exponential growth at a particular point of time. So at times the telecom industry is at boom, sometimes the gaming industry is at boom. At the same time, there are industries which are going through regression. So you can target those industries which are at the boom. So you can deliver the right message to the right audience who are basically either the key decision makers or influencers of the business and at the right time, right place using the Marketing Cloud's Advertising Studio. Peak Games advertising team developed best practices for creative optimization on the Facebook. The Peak Games team was able to look at its players holistically and optimize by certain events. So it also helped them get insights into the online players so that they could optimize certain events. They were able to iterate the process of A/B testing for images to gain insights as to which one is effective. So as I said, A/B testing, which is also known as a split testing, is used to compare two versions of the same web page to see which one performs better. So you compare two web pages by showing the same two variants, say A and B, to similar visitors at the same time. And the one that will give better conversion rates, better results, wins, and you can stick with that and you can discard the other. So using the Salesforce Marketing Cloud, Peak Games reduced their cost per engagement and identified the best audience. Peak Games were also able to compare the success of two separate images with regard to click-through rate and cost per install. So this they could achieve using the A/B testing feature, the CTR and the CPI, click-through rate and cost per install. Big Games also found out that using 20% text allowance in image reduces the cost per install by 27%. So if you have got more text, if you have got around 20% text in an image, it reduces the cost that you're going to incur per install by 27%. And for mobile gaming, images showing a user interacting with a game doubled the CTR, which is click-through rate, and reduced the CPC, which is cost per click, by 50%. So if you showed some images, some graphics, etc. of a user interacting with a particular game, so it made the visitor to click on these images, mobile games. So thereby it doubled the click-through rate. And at the same time, it also reduced the cost per click, which is CPC, by 50%. So they were able to get all these analytics using the different studios, different channels of the Marketing Cloud.
Now, let me go to the main topic, that is the Salesforce certifications. Salesforce provides various credentials, and some of those credentials are those of administrators, app builders, architects, implementation experts, marketeers, pilot experts, and platform developers. Now, these credentials here, they can be divided basically into two different tracks. One is the administration track, and the other is the development track. So, the administrators, the implementation experts, and the marketeers, they can be grouped as the administration track, and the app builders, the architects, and the platform developers, they come under the developer track. So these architects that you see here, this is actually an advanced level of developers. So in developers, you have two basic levels, that is the app builders and the platform developers. Okay, and when you're done with these two certifications, then you can go and take up the architect certification. And if you have the architect credential, then like I told you, you'll be among the highest paid people in Salesforce. So I was talking about the different tracks, right? I spoke about the administration track, and then I spoke about the development track. So in both the administration track and the development track, we have basic level certifications and we have advanced level certifications. So in the administrator track, the administrator certification, this is a basic level certification. The advanced administrator and the sales cloud consultant, the marketing cloud consultant, marketing cloud email specialist, marketing cloud social specialist, all these things and many more things like service cloud specialist, all these things, they're all advanced level certifications. What it means is that you got to first go for your basic level certification, and only after that you can go for any of these certifications. And similarly, if you look at the developer track, then we have the app builders and the platform developer 1. These are the basic level certifications in your developer track, right? When you're done with these two, then you can go for either your platform developer 2 or you can go for your architects. In fact, architects is a very senior role, so it is only advisable you go for your architects if you have a good 5 to 10 year experience in Salesforce. But in the meanwhile, you can go for your platform developer 2. So you can either finish your app builder and go for this, or you can finish your platform developer 1 and then go for this platform developer 2 certification. So as I was saying, there are two basic tracks that you can go for. You can either go for the administration track or the developer track. Depending on what you want to pursue and what direction you want to give your career, you can choose one of these two. So in the administration and in the consultation track, you had all the administrators, the advanced administrators, the Sales Cloud consultant, Marketing Cloud consultant, Service Cloud consultant, and all those things. Under the developer track, you had the Platform Developer 1, Platform Developer 2, the app builders, and the architects. So let me talk about that in detail now. Okay, so this certification that you see here, this is the basic level certification that you should go for if you want to get a career in the administration track of Salesforce. Okay, now this is called the ADM 201 certification, right? So when you're done with this, you can then go for either the Sales Cloud or the Service Cloud or the Advanced Administrator certifications. And there are many more certifications in this list, like the Marketing Cloud and many more personalized certifications. But what you need to note is this is a prerequisite for entering into the administration track, and to complete any of these certifications, you got to first be certified in this ADM 201 certification. And then if you come to the developer track here, you have two basic level certifications for development. Okay, so initially there was just one. This was called the developer 401, and it got divided. So they came up with something called as app builder later. So now we have the app builder, and then we have something called as developer 1. So this is became a replacement to the developer 501, and formerly, yeah, they were called developer 401 and developer 501, and now they are called platform app builder and platform developer 1. So I told you the difference between the two earlier. So the app builders will be more working on the GUI aspect and on the point and click part of Salesforce, and the platform developers, they'll be working more on the coding aspect of Salesforce. And if you finish these two certifications, which are the basic level certifications, then you can go for the advanced level certifications. They are those of either architects, or you can go for the platform developer too. And in fact, you can even cross over, right? So even after doing your platform app builder, you can go for your platform developer too. And similarly, after platform developer 1, you can go for your technical architect. So these things are little connected here, and you don't have problems with respect to that. If you do the app builder, you can only go for the technical architect. So you don't have that problem, right? So it's a little conventional here, and it's a little flexible. So that is the development aspect, and this is the administration aspect. And there was one thing that I need to tell you, right? So the thing is that all these basic level certifications, they have something called as maintenance exams. So even after you cleared it once, you'll have to keep giving it again and again, even if you are certified in the advanced administration certifications. So what it means is that you have these updates and releases that Salesforce do, right? They do it almost 3 times a year. So they do it seasonal base. So they do it once in summer, they do it once in winter, and once during spring. So during each of these seasons, you have your certification exams. The maintenance certification exam is what they call it. So during this 3 seasons, you got to give your maintenance certification exams for these three basic level certification exams, right? For either the administrator or the app builder or the platform developer 1. Because if you do not update yourself, if you do not give these exams again, then your certification will expire. So you can consider this as something like an expiry date, right? So you have an expiry on the basic level certifications, and you need to keep confirming yourself and maintaining your certifications every now and then. So that is about this. And the reason that they have many of such certification is because Salesforce keep updating their features, and they change their source code, right? So just so that everyone is clear and everyone is working on Salesforce in the right way, they have something called as maintenance exams, and these are not going to be a big deal. It's only your first level exams, first time when you give the exams, when you'll have a tough time. These maintenance exams, they'll be open book, and you'll only have around 5 to 6 questions to answer, and you can easily finish them. So these are the three certifications that which have expiry, and you'll have to keep maintaining your certifications for. So that's about the certification roadmap. So we have the Salesforce Certified Administrator exam, right? This is the entry level examination for getting into the administration track. And yeah, so this is for those who want to get into the administration track and who want to be either an administrator in a company, or who want to get into the role of a consultant. So if you want to be either a sales cloud consultant or a marketing cloud consultant or a service cloud consultant, then this is the place from where you need to start. You can finish the certification and then go for the required advanced certification. So these are like the basic requirements for those certifications, right? And you can go for the certificate if you have good knowledge of the different Salesforce features. It's required that you know the entire breadth of the available Salesforce features, because unless and until you know the entire thing, you cannot clear the certification, because questions can come from any part of Salesforce, right? There are various features in Salesforce, and it's important that you have worked on Salesforce for some time, and you know what are the different features available. And if you've done that, then you can go on and become a certified administrator. So that is about the Salesforce certified administrator requirements. And what does the certification prove? It proves that you have a broad knowledge of the Salesforce application. So it proves that you can work on the application, you can improve all the needs for your client, for your company, you can provide a better solution, you can optimize the different cloud services, you can also set up different users, you can enable security, you can take care of the licensing of your Salesforce org, and all these things, right? You can set up different users and manage the users, give them various levels of access, create different profiles, assign users specific profiles, give some people only access to some objects and some data. So all these things is what an administrator will do, right? You know how to configure and manage the sales and the service cloud applications and all these things. So that is what is expected of you if you are a certified administrator. And now let's talk about the exam. This is what you all would be expecting the most, right? So the exam cost is 200 US dollars. And in case you fail the exam and if you want to retake the exam, then that is going to cost you 100 US dollars. But once you pay and retake the exam, then it doesn't matter how many times you fail, because after that you don't need to pay after paying once. So it is just once you pay for the $200 for your first time, and then you pay for the retake as $100, and you can retake the exam any number of times after that. So you will pass anyway, so that's not a problem. But to give the exam, you will have to answer 60 multiple questions, right? You'll have multiple choice questions and you'll have to answer 60 of them. And these questions, they will all be online. They will all, you should go to an exam center and appear for them. What you can do is you can register for them at websr.com, and you can find the closest center that is near your house, and you can go register there. And at the time slot that they give you, you can go and appear for the examination. So you can give the examination, and because it's online, you will know the result right away. You will know whether you've passed or not. So the passing score is 65%, but they will not tell you how many marks you have scored. They'll only tell you if you have passed or failed, because this is an online exam. And yeah, so you will get the result right away, and you will get the certification emailed to you in just a couple of hours, right? So it's online, so you don't have to worry about there being a delay in the certification, and you will be given a certification number, and that certification number you can either update it in your resume or your LinkedIn, and that is the basic proof that you are certified by Salesforce. So yeah, so the passing score is 65% and the time allotted would be 90 minutes. So that is about the certified administrator exam. Now let me go to the next slide and tell you what are the different topics that you can expect questions from. So as an administrator, you are required to know most of the details about the standard and custom objects. So you'll be asked questions here, and they'll ask you typical questions like what is the difference between the two? How do you differentiate between the two? And what are the certain things that you can do with this, and what are the limitations of custom objects, and all those things, right? And you can expect a good 10 to 11 questions from that. And then another the basic functionality and the basic requirement of an administrator would be to manage the Salesforce org and provide security and access. So even in general, the system administrators in your company, they would be having a responsibility of maintaining the security for your systems and providing different users access, right? So it is the same thing with even Salesforce. You'll have to provide the security and access for the different users, and you can expect a good 9 to 10 questions from there. And you'll be asked questions on analytics, reports, and dashboards. So you'll have around 8 to 9 questions on that. And then there is data management. So the data management is all about the data handling and the data processing techniques. So you will have a good 7 to 8 questions from this topic. And then the most important and the basic requirement of an administrator, you should be able to provide different user setup. So you'll be asked questions on how to do that, and the various other related questions. And you'll be asked questions on the sales and the marketing applications. You'll be asked questions on their cloud, and you'll be asked basic functionality and optimization techniques with respect to also the support and the service clouds, right? So, and also you will be asked question on workflow automations. And then another topic that you can expect is those of App Exchange. The App Exchange is the marketplace for Salesforce apps, right? So that one, the desktop and the mobile administration, the content and folder management, activity management, chatter, organization setup, and user interface. Setting up different interfaces for different users. Chatter is where all the employees in your organization will work on. It's like the social media for your in-house employees. And you're going to set up the application for your organization, and the activity management is where you track what the different users are doing, right? So these are the different things that are there in this topic, and you can expect a good 10 questions from these topics. And this is the breakup of the number of questions you can expect from each topic. And if you could target the administration exam in this way, then you can definitely pass the exam. But yeah, unfortunately, if you do fail it, then you will have a problem, and you will only be able to take the exam if you pay another $100. Right, guys? Now, let me talk about the Salesforce Certified Advanced Administrators. Right, so what comes after the basic level of Certified Administrators is what is the Salesforce Certified Advanced Administrators, and who should go for the certificate. And the prerequisite here is Salesforce Certified Administrator. Like I told you, only those who have cleared the basic administration certification can go for this certification. And if you go for the certification, then you better have a good experience and good hands-on knowledge, because you'll not be asked any simple questions here. You'll be asked scenario-based questions. You'll be asked questions which you can only relate to if you have actually worked in the industry. So that is why it's essential that you have good significant experience as a Salesforce administrator. And this also proves that you are capable of using the full set of Salesforce features. If you've worked in the Salesforce for so long, if you know how the Salesforce org works, and if you have a good 6 months to 1 year experience in the Salesforce org, then it means that you know what are the different features are. And when it comes to the advanced administrator, you'll be asked about all those features, and they will not leave any stone unturned. So they'll ask you the entire breadth. So you should, it's not just the breadth here, it's also about the depth of those features. You should know what can be achieved, what are the limitations of certain features and certain functionality, how to optimize certain clouds, and all those things. So that is what is expected from an advanced administrator. And if you appear for this certificate, if you have the certificate, it proves that you are comfortable with designing the robust and the scalable applications for your clients. So you will have one variation of your applications, right? So you should be able to make it more scalable at times when you want to increase the number of people who will work on the application, or if you want to increase the number of systems, then you should be able to do it. You should be able to provide that solution. And if you want to make the application more robust, then you should be in a position to make it more strong and more solid. So those are the things that come with robustness and scalability. And yes, so like I told you earlier, you should have handled a fair share of Salesforce orgs. So if you have handled it, then naturally be a candidate who will be respected and come to for advice. So that's what this certification proves. And similar to the previous certification, this exam also will cost you around $200, and the retake will be $100. This exam will consist of 60 multiple choice questions or multiple select questions, out of which the passing score will be 65%, and the time allotted will be 90 minutes. Now this is about the advanced administrator exam. And for the advanced administrator exam, there are quite a few things which are common with respect to the previous exam, right? So the basic administrator and the advanced administrator will have questions about security, analytics, data management. All these things will be in common, right? So you have process automation, which is new, sales cloud applications, and service cloud applications. So you won't be asked much about all these things in your basic administration certification. But given that this is the advanced administration certification, you'll be asked about the entire set of Salesforce features. You'll be asked what are the kind of processes that can be automated, how the sales cloud and the service cloud can be integrated with one another, how emails can be automated, how you can automate various other workflows in your Salesforce org, and various lead management and marketing email campaign management, all those things. You'll be asked questions on all those things. You will be all asked questions on even the service cloud applications as to what you can do with the help of service cloud. If you want to take a live web chat, then what are the features that you get along with that? And if you want to improve that one-on-one live chat, then what are the features that you can do? And supposing there are problems that are occurring for your sales people or your service people with respect to responding to their customers, then you will be the person that will be held responsible for improving the situation. So that is with respect to the advanced administrator exam, right? So these are the different topics that you will get, and the questions, the breakup of the different topics are here. Let's talk about the Sales Cloud Consultant now. So for going for the Sales Cloud Consultant, then there's a prerequisite of you having to do the Salesforce Certified Administrator exam. So like I said, this is the advanced level certification, and if you want to go for this, then you should finish the basic level certification of Salesforce Certified Administrator. And if you do that, then you can go for any of the 3 or 4 advanced level certifications, and they are either the advanced administrator or the sales cloud consultant or the service cloud consultant, marketing cloud consultant, and many more actually. So you can go for any of these things. And with respect to sales cloud consultant, I'm going to talk about now. Okay. So as a sales cloud consultant, you'll be working more with the sales team. You'll be working on what the sales team sees, and you'll be working on designing solutions which makes their job easier. So you should have a pretty good experience in designing solutions that optimize the Sales Cloud functionality. And you should have this experience of doing all these things when you've worked as an administrator. So you should have idea of all the features. You should have idea of what the Sales Cloud consists of, how it works, what are the benefits, what is lacking in your organization, in your organization's Sales Cloud. You got to identify those things, and you should be in a position to help give the sales team what they need, right? So the main work of your Sales Cloud consultant would be that to make the job of your sales representatives or your sales team easy. So that's the main thing here. And if you have all that experience and if you have all that idea, then you can go for the certification and get yourself certified in this consultation firm. So you should also have experience working with the sales and marketing organizations. So it's not always that, it's not just walk in and you can't be the one who knows everything. So if you have experience in working with the sales team and the marketing teams, and if you have an idea of how the lead management works, how the contact management works, how the opportunity management works, if you know all these things, then it's going to be a big benefit, right? So that's why it's advisable that you have a good experience and you have a good idea of how the business process or the business end of your organization, that works. So if you know how that works, then there's a better chance of you making the switch to the sales consultant even easier. So you'll be asked questions on lead management and activity management and how to acquire leads better. You'll be asked to design solutions which result in lead generation and which result in lead existence and all these things. So that is what is the requirement for a sales cloud consultant examination. And it's said that you need a 2 to 5 year experience of working as a senior business analyst. But you don't need to have a 2 to 5 year experience. You need to know how the business works. So at the end of the day, it all boils down to what knowledge you have, right? So if you have the sufficient knowledge of working in that particular sales domain, and if you know how things work, then you're good enough to go for the certification and clear it. So that is about this. And basically, if you have this certification and if you are certified as a sales cloud consultant, then it means that you are proficient in understanding the customer's needs, and you can design and maintain sales cloud application as per your customers business requirements. So the customers here are not your outside customers. They can be your sales team or your or the company that consult to you. So they are your customers, and you should be able to understand their requirements and provide solutions based on those requirements. So that is what is the role of a sales cloud consultant. And similarly, you can go for this examination after the administration exam, and this will again cost you $200, and the retake will be $100. This is the same as the previous exams, and the exam will contain 60 questions, and they will all be multiple choice questions. The passing score, however, will be 68%. It's a tad more than what was for the previous two exams, and the time allotted will be 105 minutes because it's a little tougher and it's a little more advanced questions which you will be asked here. So that is about the Salesforce Sales Cloud Consultant exam. And now let me show you what are the different questions that you will be asked. So it's all going to be related to the sales team and the sales aspect of your organization. So you'll be asked questions on how to optimize your sales cloud and get better solutions. How do you make your opportunity management better? How does the account and the contact management work, and how it benefit your company? What can you do to manage these people? Can you interact with them on a regular basis? Can you get more leads and more sales out of your existing contacts and accounts? So all these things. And a question on sales productivity is something very important. And you'll be, because you are the sales cloud consultant, right? You'll be the main person that the sales cloud will come to, because they'll be using the sales cloud for day-to-day work, and they will want various solutions and they will have various problems, and you will be the one that can make all those problems go away. So it's the onus is on you to make the sales more productive. And then there are questions you will be asked on the marketing and the leads aspect. So sales and marketing is something very closely knit. Okay, so marketing is all about lead generation, and sales is all about converting those leads. So if you work closely with the marketing team and with the marketing cloud, then you can even clear those kind of questions which you will be asked here, which are initially thought to be complicated questions and out of syllabus questions, but you should have a good knowledge of even those things, right? Because sales and marketing is pretty closely knit. And you'll be asked questions on the general industry knowledge and implementation strategies and communities and site management and sales cloud analytics. So the communities and site management is what the customers see. So it is their interface. So it is their point of touch with your company. So as a sales cloud consultant, you should also be well versed in these aspects, and you should be able to provide solutions as to how to make the customer experience better, how to improve the customer community, how to better your website, and track all these things and keep it improving all the time. These are the different questions that you can expect from the different topics, and the question allocation is there on the right side, so you can go through all these things. And moving on to the next slide, we have the Salesforce Service Cloud Consultant. So the prerequisite for this Service Cloud Consultant examination is that you should be again certified as a certified administrator. So again, like I told you, this is one exam that is parallel to the advanced administrator, or parallel to the Sales Cloud Consultant. Right. So here, if you want to take up this examination, then it's highly advisable that you worked with the Service Cloud and you've worked with your service team and you know how things work. So this is all about how you provide your customers better service, right? So you use this Service Cloud to do that. You optimize your customer experience, and that's what this cloud deals with. If you know the whereabouts, and if you know what are the different features that are available, what are the different things that you can do with the Service Cloud, then you will be in a good position to clear the certification. So the thing here is that if you know what are the different features, then you will realize that there are things like live web chat. Okay, let me tell you the basics here. Anybody who has a problem, right? So if your customer has a problem, he's going to always raise a ticket or a query. So that person and that particular ticket is tracked as a case. So if you're going for this exam, then you will be mainly asked questions on case management. How will you deal with that case better? How will you handle that ticket? How frequently will you service that particular client? Will your response be quick? How do you manage that? So all those things will be first of all asked. And besides those things, you'll be asked questions on how to do it. And how to do it, you have many options as to live web chat and many other factors that are there along with that. And there are other features like email to case and web to case. So that means these two mean that when there's a particular customer who raises a ticket, then immediately there needs to be some automation sent, and that is what these email to case and web to case deal with. So you need some automation done and some automated email that is sent, because you need to acknowledge the customer's request and say that we have gotten your request and we will complete your request. We will look into the matter and finish and close the ticket in the next 24 hours or in the next 48 hours. So those are things that you need to tell the customer, right? Because otherwise it feels like you've just taken the ticket and the customer does not know whether you've actually received it or whether you're working on a ticket or not. So that is what benefits you get with the email to case and web to case features. So you should have worked on all these things. You should know how to implement them, how to modify the features there, how to customize them, how to send automated emails when someone gives you a request, when someone raises a ticket, and you should know how the web to case works. If you don't want to send an email, then you can just bring them to a landing page. So you can then take them to a different website or a different web page and say, thank you for giving your query. We will look into your request at the earliest. So things like that. That's what we mean by web to case. So you should be well versed with all those features. And when you know all these features and you've worked and you have sufficient experience of, I would say, generally around 1 year of experience in the Service Cloud, then you can go for this Service Cloud Consultant examination, clear this examination, and then be working as a lead for your company, right? And I mean, it's again said that you need 2 to 5 years of experience as a senior business analyst. But like I said earlier, it's all about your knowledge. I mean, what knowledge are you going to gain in 5 years that you can't gain in 2 years, right? So if as long as you gain the knowledge and as long as you know what is required and what kind of questions you will be asked, as long as you know everything there is to know about the Service Cloud, then you shouldn't have a problem of clearing the certification. And the certification basically proves that you are an implementation expert in Service Cloud solution, and you can do it as per your customers' needs. You can optimize their Service Cloud and give what they need. When I say customers, it's not only the end users or the end customers, but it's also your internal customers. Your internal customers will be your support team. They will be your service team, because your service team will be the ones you will be serving, and your service team, they will be serving the external customers. So you got to make sure that you provide solutions such that it makes the job of your service team easier, so that they can service the external customers better. So that is what this certification can prove. And similar to the Sales Cloud certification, this is going to cost you $200, and the retake would be $100, and there will be 60 multiple choice questions. The passing score will be 68%, and you will be allotted a time frame of 105 minutes. And in the meanwhile, I'll talk about the different questions and the topics that you can expect in this examination. So you will be asked questions on the industry knowledge, the different implementation strategies, the service cloud solution design. You'll be asked question on knowledge management. So the knowledge management is something with respect to your case, you keeping track of all your cases, what were the case history, what kind of questions and what kind of tickets were raised by one particular person. In general, how many similar tickets have come up. So all those things, they come under knowledge management. If you're going to make use of knowledge management, then you can get insights as to what are the common problems that many people are facing. So based on that, you can work on your service cloud. You can give them pre-built answers. So even before they actually raise a question to you, they will be prompted and they will be asked, is this the problem that you're facing? And if that is the problem, then they will give you an automated answer which will pop up saying, okay, if that is the problem, this is the solution. So please try this. If you still have a problem, then you can raise a ticket to the support team. So things like that. So all those things can be achieved if you make use of and if you leverage the knowledge management. Okay. And then you have interaction channels. So the interaction channels that we are talking about here is those of social media like Facebook and Twitter. Service Cloud have plugins which will integrate with those social channels, and you can communicate and talk to your customers over those social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. So you will be asked questions, around 9 to 10 questions on these channels and various things that you can achieve with that. So like I said earlier, there is something called as case management. You'll be asked a good 15 to 16 questions here. And this is the most important topic because at the end of the day, if you're in the service department, then it all boils down to how well you manage your cases and how well you service them. And then other questions will be asked are those of contact center analytics and the integration and data management. So next up is the Salesforce Certified App Builder. So speaking of requirements, there are no requirements as such, but you should have good experience in working with the Force.com platform. So the app builder, again, this is going to be the entry level to your development track. This one along with the platform developer one. So these two certifications will be the entry point into the development track. And if you want to work on these things, then you should know what are the different features in the Force.com platform. How to create your application by just drag and drop and point and click systems. Because this app builder is not going to include much of coding, right? The coding is going to be restricted to your platform developer one. There'll be very less coding here, and even if at all there's any coding, it'll be in the form of snippets which they will show you, and you'll be asked for outputs and the answers for that, because it's all multiple choice questions and these are all certification exams. So that is what the certified app builder exam is all about, right? You'll be asked questions on how to build your application on the Forge.com platform, and how to create the different objects, and how to enable security, how to set up different user access, different profiles, and so many things. So those are the things that are expected if you go for the certification. You'll be asked questions on those aspects. These are the questions that are asked because the Force.com here, this is with respect to the pass aspect, right? So if you're going to appear as a developer who is building an application on Salesforce's developer platform, then it is, you're someone that that should work on Force.com, because Force.com is Salesforce's pass interface. So to develop applications on Salesforce, to work on Salesforce's developer platform, you got to work on Force.com. There are in fact many other developer platforms, but you don't have to worry much about the other applications. You don't have to worry much about the other platforms. What you need to worry about here is the Force.com platform, and how you can build applications here and how you can build solutions. And moving on to what does this certificate prove? This certificate proves that you are comfortable with the declarative part of Salesforce. So this is again what I told you earlier, right? So you don't need to have the declarative knowledge. So when they say declarative knowledge, they say that you don't need to be well versed with the coding. So you should be comfortable with the declarative part. You should know how the point and click systems work, how to create an application by just dragging and dropping elements, how to create an application by using the GUI of the Forge.com. So that is what the declarative part means. So the declarative part means, it includes both the coding and as well as the point and click. And well, if you need to be comfortable with the declarative part, and if you can do it with only the point and click, it's more than enough. Because Salesforce themselves advise that if something can be built by point and click, then it's better to do it only in that way. There's no need to code for it. And it's a general rule. You don't have to code for everything, because coding, again, there's a lot of dependencies that will lead to various other problems. So if you can do something with the existing model, if you can create something with the help of your point and click systems, then it's advisable that you do it by just that means. So that's what the certification means. So you have something called as the Salesforce Lightning, right? So that's similar to Force.com, where you can build your Lightning apps. You can do it, these are to build apps very fast. So you should have comfortable knowledge, and you should have good experience of building applications on the Lightning platform as well as the Force.com platform. So that is what is about the Salesforce Certified App Builder. And about the exam, it's again very similar to the previous certifications that I spoke about. The cost will be $200 and the retake will be $100. And there are 60 questions which you will be asked, and they will all be multiple choice questions. The passing score, it'll be 63%, and you'll be allotted 90 minutes of time. So that is about the Certified App Builder. So let me go to the questions now. And the different topics that they can ask you questions from are those of Salesforce fundamentals, because you'll be working on the Force.com platform. You should know how the different layouts are, the page layouts and all those things. And then you'll be asked questions on data modeling and data management. You'll be asked questions on security, on business logic and process automation. You'll be asked questions on user interface, reporting and mobile applications, and then social and app development. So these are all with respect to the app builder concepts. And what you see here on the right, these are the breakup of how many questions you will be asked on these different topics. So that is about the app builder examination. So I'm going to move on to the next slide. I will talk about the Certified Platform Developer 1. So again, this Certified Platform Developer 1 certification is an entry-level certification. This is a basic level certification which you have to clear to get into the development track. So to get into this track, and if you want to give the certification, then it's ideal that you have at least a year's experience as a developer. A developer in any other technology. It can be any programming technology or any programming language like Java or C or any other thing. That's because you're going to develop applications, right? And if you have a good knowledge of how things are done in other technologies, in C Sharp and other Java and Python technologies, then you can do something similar in Salesforce, because you'll be asked questions related to that. Salesforce can be used with other programming languages too. So that's what it is about the coding aspect of the development track, right? So in the app builder, you won't have much of coding with respect to other languages, but you do have means to integrate and to work with other technologies. You can actually work with other technologies like Java and Python on Salesforce, and what you can do is you can work on technologies like Java and PHP, and you can get them to work along with your existing platforms. You can build applications on the Heroku platform, and you can get that to integrate with your Forge.com platform. So if you have a knowledge of how software development works in general, then you'll have a big benefit of how to create applications in Salesforce, and you can tackle those questions easily in your certification exams. So that is about why you need experience there. And it's also required that you have a 6 month of experience in the Force.com platform. You need experience in the Force.com platform because you are going to be creating applications on the Force.com platform and on other platforms like Fuel. So you'll be using the Fuel platform to create applications on other programming languages like Java or PHP or more such languages, right? So for that reason, you need to know the Heroku platform, and Force.com platform is something you need to know definitely, because Force.com is where all the Salesforce applications are, most of them are built. It's at the end of the day, it all boils down to Force.com, right? And with Force.com, you don't need much of coding because it will be all with respect to drag and drop, point and click, point of systems. And with respect to the Heroku platform, where you can do a lot of coding, you have the flexibility to do it in different languages. So those are the different things that you would ideally need to know before you go and appear for this Certified Platform Developer 1 examination. And then what does the certificate prove? This certificate, if you have the certificate, it proves that you are proficient in building custom applications on the Force.com platform and as well as in other platforms. And here you'll be building your application on the Apex rules, right? So you should have a good knowledge of the Apex syntax and how to build Visual Force pages. So that is the main aspect here with respect to Force.com. If you're going to build application on Force.com as a developer, you should know how to build Visual Force pages and how to work on Apex. And if you want to work on other languages or other technologies, then you can do so with the Heroku platform or other developer platforms, and you can create your applications. And you should be proficient in all these things, and you will be asked questions on those things. So that is what is expected. So if you tell people that you are certified in Platform Developer 1, then it means that you have all those skills to create applications in such ways. Now that's about the certificate. And about the exam, it's similar to the previous ones. The exam cost will be $200, and to retake the exam, it will be $100. And the exam will consist of 60 multiple choice questions. The passing score there will be 68%, and the time allotted will be 105 minutes. So this examination is going to be a little tougher or a little more advanced when compared to the app builder examination. Okay, the passing score is also higher, and you will also be given a little larger time frame. That's because the platform developer is an important track and an important certification which you need to clear if you want to establish yourself as a developer in Salesforce, and if you want to eventually get to the levels of Salesforce architects. So that's why the Salesforce Certified Platform Developer 1 is given a lot of emphasis and a lot of importance. So that's about the Platform Developer 1, and moving on to the next slide, I'm going to talk about the topics here. So similar to the app builder and the previous certifications, you'll be asked for Salesforce fundamentals here. You'll be asked questions on data modeling and data management, the logic and process automation. Logic simply because you'll be working on programming and coding here. So that is why you're talking about the automation and logic over here. And then you'll also have to know about the user interface, and you'll be asked a good 6 to 7 questions there. And then you'll be asked many other questions on testing, debug, and deployment tools. But the chunk of them is going to be on logic and process automation. So these are the things that you need to prepare if you want to clear your certification in the first attempt and establish yourself as a developer in Salesforce. So moving on to the next certification, that is the Certified Platform Developer 2. This is an advanced level certification, and you have a prerequisite here, and that is you should be a certified platform developer 1 candidate. So if you're certified in the platform developer 1 certification, then you can go for the certified platform developer 2, right? And another general requirement is that you should have a good 2 to 4 years of experience as a developer. That's because you're going to work on different platforms. You're going to work on Heroku. A big part of this certification will have Heroku questions, and as a senior developer, you will have to work on different languages and different platforms, right? So you should have a good experience as a developer in some other language. If you can do it, then you'll be in a very comfortable position to clear this certification. And you should also have years of experience of development on the force.com platform. This is a general progression of someone who has done the developer 1 examination, and he has to know the similar things, but he has to know things more in detail here. Like he should have mastered the Apex and Visual Force. So the Apex language was something that it was important, and it was the core thing for the platform developer 1 examination. But as a platform developer 2, you're going to deal with things which are much more than Apex and Visual Force. So you will have to create your user interface and many other things using Visual Force. So that is about the platform developer 2. And if you have a certificate as a platform developer 2, then it shows that you have a good idea about the SOAP and the REST APIs. You know how to work on the Heroku and the Lightning components, right? So these are the things which I spoke about earlier. The Heroku is where you build applications on different other programming languages, and the Lightning here is a very new platform on which we can build applications. So you should be well versed in all these things, because this is the ultimate certification. And if you clear the certification, then you're going to be paid really well, and this is one of the ultimate jobs that you can find in Salesforce. You can also simultaneously be the architects if you've cleared this examination. So that is about the platform developer 2 exam. And like I told you, it's more advanced, and the same thing can be said for even the cost. It's $400, and if you want to retake the exam, that is $200. And I mean, by chance, if you just fail this $400 exam, then you have to pay $200 for giving it again. So that is the problem, and this is the challenge here. This goes on to show how important and how costly this certification is. So if you want to give this exam, you will have to give 60 multiple choice questions, and out of which the passing score will be 63%, and you will be allotted a time frame of 120 minutes. Now that is about the certification of the platform developer 2. Now in the next slide, let me talk about the different questions and the topics from where you will get questions from. Well, you'll be asked questions on the logic and process automation, user interface, testing, data modeling and management, integration, Salesforce fundamentals, debug and deployment tools, and performance. So these are very similar to what you will be asked in the developer exam, except for maybe performance here. Okay. And in performance, you'll be asked questions with respect to how Salesforce will perform when there are a lot of people who are using it, with respect to a lot of users, how the load testing and load balancing can be done in Salesforce. And If you want to go for the Platform Developer 2 exam, you'll find a lot of questions with respect to the advanced processes, like, whether it's Visualforce or Apex. You'll be asked more advanced questions and more advanced topics, and even the same thing can be said for other programming languages and other coding. You need to know more advanced stuff here compared to the Platform Developer 1. So those are the challenges if you want to go for this examination. You should also know how the governor limits work, and how can you optimize all these things, and how can you create a robust application, how can you plan one application that is going to work for your future. So all these things will play a major role in you clearing this Platform Developer 2 examination. So that is about this slide, and on the right side you have the breakup of how many questions you can expect from each of these topics.
So primarily, there are two certifications within the Salesforce Certified Administrator program. The first is the Salesforce Certified Administrator certification, and the second one is the Salesforce Advanced Administrator certification. Now, the Salesforce Certified Administrator certification focuses on the features and functionalities used to maintain a Salesforce implementation. The second certification is more targeted towards the Salesforce Certified Administrator who has mastered Salesforce configuration maintenance and can demonstrate an understanding of administration's best practices, and also be able to use the advanced features and functionalities to solve a variety of business problems. Now, after this two certification, there are three other admin certification, which are CPQ Specialist, Marketing Cloud Administrator, and Platform App Builder. Now, CPQ Specialist is for individuals with experience in designing, building, and implementing coding flows with CPQ technologies used to organize the sales team. Next, Marketing Cloud Administrator is for administrators who configure and troubleshoot configuration and user requests in the Marketing Cloud, which includes subscriber data management and setup navigation. And finally, we have the Platform App Builder. This certification is for individuals who are skilled in designing, building, and implementing custom applications on the Salesforce platform. So in today's session, we'll be primarily talking about the Salesforce Administrator certification. So now let us take a look at the Admin Certification Exam Guide. So each Salesforce certification exam contains 60 multiple choice questions. 5 of those are not scored. That means your total score will be calculated based on your answers to just 55 questions, and the passing percentage is 65%. Next, the time allocated to complete the examination is 105 minutes or 1 hour 45 minutes. And the registration fees is $200 plus any applicable taxes as required per local law. And you can either choose for a proctored exam at a testing center nearby or in an online proctored environment. So this was the exam guide for the Salesforce Admin certification. Now let us move on to the next topic and see what are the topics you need to learn for the Salesforce Admin examination. So firstly, 20% of the questions are asked from configuration and setup, which basically includes questions based on proper setup of Salesforce environment and the maintenance of the user. It also majorly includes questions about security and access level in Salesforce. The next 20% of the questions are asked from Object Manager and the Lightning App Builder, where the questions are asked based on description of standard object architecture and relationship model, and also based on Lightning App Builder. The next 12% of the questions are asked from Sales and Marketing Application, where scenario-based questions are asked to identify the capabilities and implementation of the sales and marketing processes. After this, the next 11% of the questions are asked from Service and Support Application, which includes questions on case management and how to automate it. After this, the next 7% of the questions are asked from Productivity and Collaboration, which basically includes integration. The next 14% of the questions are asked from Data and Analytics Management, where questions are asked from data validation tools and reports and dashboard in Salesforce. After this, 16% of the questions are asked from Workflow or Process Automation, where you will be expected to answer questions on how to automate solution based on the capabilities of various Salesforce tools. So these were the topics from which the Salesforce Admin Certification exam questions are asked. So now let us move on to a final and the most important topic, which is how to prepare for the certification. So my first tip would be to start with the basic. So firstly, understand the exam guide thoroughly so that you know what are the topics that are asked in the certification examination. Then focus on a few important topics from which the majority of the questions are asked. Some of the topics you need to focus more is on security in Salesforce. Now in this you need to learn about the various security levels in Salesforce, which is organization level security, object level security, field level security, and record level security. This would also include how to create a new user account, how to set password policies, how to set access for the various user. Now if you want to learn all this topic, just search for Security in Salesforce video by Dureka. And in that video I've talked about security in Salesforce in detail. The next topic you need to focus on is automation in Salesforce. This would include workflow, process builders, and approval processes. Remember in the exam they're going to ask scenario-based question, like in this condition what type of tools you're going to use or how are you going to go about that. So I want you to study all these topics in detail. Next, after automation, learn about sales, marketing, service, and support cloud. Then next, learn about how to create reports and dashboard using Salesforce and also about Lightning App Builder. So these were some of the important topics from which the majority of the questions are asked. So now let us move on to our next step. My next step is hands-on practice. Now this is a very important step. All the topics you've learned in the previous step, I want you to practice them. This will help you improve your knowledge and you will also be more clear about all the topics. So for learning purposes, Salesforce offers a free trial account. So all you have to do is go to the official website and create an account. Now it is very simple to create an account in Salesforce. All you have to do is enter a few details, set a password, and your account will be created. After this, you can start practicing all the topics mentioned in the previous step. After the hands-on practice, the next step is to take the Salesforce practice test. Now, the practice test will give you an opportunity to experience the format and questions you may see in the Salesforce Administrator Certification exam. Also, the result of the practice test will guide you and you will know your strengths and weaknesses. After this, you can focus on the area that you're weak on and learn those topics better. So for this, you just need to search online for some free Salesforce admin practice test. Salesforce Platform App Builder Certification. The Salesforce Platform App Builder credential is designed for individuals who would like to demonstrate the skills and knowledge in designing, building, and deploying custom applications using the declarative customization capabilities of the Lightning platform. For this certification, you're not expected to have programmatic development experience. You should just be able to develop custom application on the Lightning platform. So in today's demo, I'm going to explain how can you create custom app page on the Salesforce platform. So do watch this video till the very end. Now coming back to the certification, Salesforce Platform App Builder generally requires you to have 6 months of experience in the following areas. First of all, you should be familiar with the capabilities of the Lightning platform and be aware of Salesforce license type and the relation consideration. Then you should be able to design application to support business processes and reporting requirements. You should also be familiar with the capabilities and customization used to enhance the mobile user experience. Next, you should be familiar with the Salesforce development environment and the options available to deploy application and manage changes on the Lightning platform. Now, if you're wondering how can the certification benefit me? Well, first of all, having a certification will provide you a validation of your Salesforce skill. Also, it can be very helpful for your job interviews as organization needs certified people. This is because clients generally prefer to work with companies whose employees are certified, as it gives them assurance with regard to quality. So after the App Builder certification, you can either apply for developer or administrator role, which is very much in demand and pays a very good salary. Just to give you an idea about the job openings and the salary, according to Glassdoor, there are more than 1,300 job openings for a Salesforce professional in India and more than 31,000 job openings for a Salesforce professional in the United States. And the average salary for a Salesforce professional in India ranges from 4,50,000 to 5,50,000, and in the United States, the average salary for a Salesforce professional ranges from $91,000 to $100,000 per year. Now, if this number sounds good and you're interested in writing the certification, here is the certification exam guide. Each Salesforce certification exam contains 60 multiple choice questions. 5 of those questions are not scored. That means your total score will be calculated based on your answers to just 55 questions and the passing percentage is 63%. Next, the time allocated to complete the exam is 105 minutes or 1 hour 45 minutes, and the registration fees is $200 plus any applicable tabs as per the local law. And you can either choose for a proctored exam at the testing center nearby or in an online proctored environment. Next, let us see from which topics are most of the questions asked from. 23% of the questions are asked from Salesforce Fundamental. Next, the 22% of the questions are asked from data modeling and management. Following that, the majority 28% of the questions are asked from business logic and process automation. Then 17% of the questions are asked from user interface and 10% of the questions are asked from app deployment. So these are the key topics you need to focus on in order to pass the certification. Now, after you write a Salesforce certification exam and you get certified, to maintain your Salesforce credential, all certified professionals must successfully complete something known as release management modules once per year. Now, this was about the certification exam guide. Now, let us see some of the tips that will help you pass the certification exam. So my first tip would be to start with the basics. Firstly, I want you to understand the exam guide thoroughly so you know what are the topics that are asked in the certification examination. You can find the certification exam guide in the official website. After that, focus on important topics from which majority of the questions are asked. Some of the important topics you need to focus on is access level in Salesforce or security in Salesforce. Then is App Exchange, which is a cloud marketplace with ready to install application, solutions, and consultants. After that, learn how to create reports and dashboard in Salesforce. Next, learn about Lightning App Builder, which we'll be discussing in some times. And then also learn about chatter use cases and configurations. You can learn all this by referring some blogs or watching any tutorial videos on YouTube. After this, the next step is hands-on practice on these topics. After you learn all these topics, it's time for you to practice them. For practicing, you can sign up for Salesforce free trial account where you can practice reports and dashboards, Lightning App Builder, security access levels for free. All you have to do is enter a few details like your name, your email ID, the company you work for, your mobile number, then agree on the condition and then start your free trial. It is very simple to create an account in Salesforce. After the hands-on practice, the next step is to take up some mock tests. You can attend the Salesforce App Builder certification practice exams before the actual certification exam. All these mock exams will be very similar to the actual Salesforce App Builder certification exam. There are various Salesforce App Builder mock exams online that you can attempt and practice all the concepts that you've learned in the previous steps. It will definitely help you improve your confidence before appearing for the certification exam. Next, if you want to follow a structured approach and want some expert guidance for preparing for the certification, then I would highly recommend you Edureka certification training, which is curated by top industry professional and will help you learn how to customize your application, including page layouts, fields, tabs, and business processes. It will also help you create a secure Salesforce environment, maintain it, and import clean data, create high-value reports and dashboards, and set up a workflow automation. Now, all these topics can be very helpful for passing the App Builder certification exam. So this was about the Salesforce Platform App Builder certification. Who is a Salesforce admin? Salesforce administrator works with stakeholders to define requirements and to customize the Salesforce platform. A Salesforce admin best understands how to make the Salesforce platform work for the company's unique needs. They are a vital bridge between business and technologies. A Salesforce admin helps companies in automating complex business processes, creating reports and dashboards, and training users on Salesforce. For their team, they help in staying efficient and on top of the things while keeping an eye on the successes and customer relationships. Just to give you an example of what Salesforce admin does, say you have a sales team who uses Sales Cloud to keep track of opportunities and close deals. Now a Salesforce admin can help the sales team set up personalized dashboard, fields, alerts, and reports to shorten the sales cycle and track every lead in greater detail. This level of organization can lead to greater satisfaction among salespeople and new customers. This was just an example. There are many tasks that a Salesforce admin does on a daily basis. Salesforce admin is a career path for individuals who are passionate about learning and for professionals who enjoy working and using the latest technologies. Now I think you have some idea about who is a Salesforce admin. Let us move on to our next topic and see the roles and responsibilities of a Salesforce admin. Now, in some companies, administrator roles are combined with other roles. However, depending on the needs, some companies hire them for this role specifically. So one of the responsibility is a Salesforce admin should create new user profiles and monitor access levels, which means they create each user's account and determine the proper level of access to be given based on the employee's role within the company. When an employee is fired or leaves the company, it is the Salesforce administrator who must remove their access credentials as well. Next, they ensure optimal performance of a Salesforce system and product and take care of upgrading and configuring Salesforce system for optimized integration. Next, they import new leads and contacts for the sales team. A Salesforce admin oversees the importation of new leads and contacts on a daily basis. In large corporations, they develop a standard operating procedure for this process that is followed by entry-level market researchers and data analysis. They also help the sales team in creating reports and dashboards. They perform database maintenance tasks including diagnosis, test, and duplicate entry cleansing because duplicate data clogs up Salesforce and keeps it from running at full force. Now a Salesforce admin uses duplication tools like demand tools or ring lead to scrub duplicate data from the database at least once a week. The next responsibility is installing new Salesforce releases. A good Salesforce administrator installs update as soon as possible. This allows them to test the update in a control condition to see how it affects the system configurations. Along with this, they provide training and support to the new employees. Next, the document, record, and processes. The Salesforce admin have to keep records that go back at least 12 months and preferably 18 months. This includes documenting all error reports and all the changes to field history tables. They also help in automating complex business processes, manage Salesforce role, profiles, sharing rules, workflows, and groups. Next, Salesforce admin also assists in addressing and solving any problem users have while using Salesforce. They also educate the employees on new updates and onboard new hires whose roles involves access to Salesforce. Now, these were some of the roles and responsibilities of a Salesforce admin. Let us move on to the next topic and see the skills required to become a Salesforce admin. First is the Salesforce skill, and it would include user and data management, security, and actionable reporting. Now, user management is more than just creating user profiles and permission. It's about understanding how the user do their job so you can design an incredible user experience and create an effective strategies for both user training and adoption. Next, data management is all about ensuring data in the Salesforce is managed correctly, following the best practices to access and improve the quality of your data, which involves putting in place the validation rules, proactively preventing data duplication, and ensuring data is actionable to help users and executives make important business decisions. Next is security. A Salesforce admin should ensure measures are put to place to protect the customer and business data. They should regularly perform a Salesforce health check, which will improve the organization's overall security and is essential to see how safe your security settings are. Next is actionable reporting. The ability to provide reporting on your businesses is super important in helping your users and executives gain insight and make decisions from their Salesforce data. They can do this by creating reports and dashboards that are focused on providing goal-oriented stats. The next skills are business analytics skills. A Salesforce admin should have the ability to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of business operation. A large part of this centers across process analysis and documentation, which will help create transparency into your company's unique and customized business processes. In this process, you will identify the people, information, processes, and documentation involved in business activities, then use this information to build and improve upon solutions to meet business needs. The next skill is leadership skills. Being a Salesforce admin puts you in a really unique position within a company. Having both business and technical skills provide you with the credibility to be an innovation leader at your company. To really excel in this way, you'll want to continuously invest time in developing strong communication skills, both verbal and written. Now, leadership skill is also important for stakeholder engagement, as you often need to partner with other teams to deliver a project, including IT, executives, sales, and marketing users. You'll also want to build strong relationship and network with parties external to your companies, including other Salesforce admin and partners in the Salesforce ecosystem. Now, the next skill is technical skills. These skills are important for Salesforce admin as they will help you work more efficiently within your organization, especially when you're navigating a complex task or project. As a Salesforce admin, you'll want to develop expertise in areas such as database, management, security, and compliance. You'll also want to have a basic understanding of APIs. By having well-rounded technical knowledge, you'll be able to speak to users and executives more confidently using your specialized expertise. The next skill is project management skills. An effective Salesforce admin will apply the knowledge, skills, tools, and technique to activity aimed to meet business goals and needs. The main skills associated with project management are leadership, task management, scheduling, quality management, planning, and execution. The next skill required to become a Salesforce administrator is industry skill. Having a firm understanding of the business and the industry in which your company operates is important for Salesforce administrator. This is because the specific types of activities and business processes that you implement will be influenced by this. These were some of the skills required by Salesforce administrator. Now let us move on to the next topic and see some of the salary and market trend for a Salesforce admin. According to Glassdoor, the average salary for a Salesforce admin in India is 5,17,000. The average salary for a Salesforce admin in the United States is $93,000. According to Glassdoor, there are 816 job openings for Salesforce admin in India, with Bangalore having the highest of 254 job openings. In the US, there are more than 5,000 job openings for a Salesforce admin. Now, this was only according to one website. There can be many more job openings around you. Talking about the market trend, Salesforce forecasts interesting and promising trends such as increased Salesforce adoption by smaller companies, Increased emphasis on field service and the Internet of Things. They are also planning to simplify the app in order to appeal to a wider selection of users. Now, talking about Salesforce, according to the latest financial report, the revenue for the year 2020 surpassed $17 billion, reaching the annual Salesforce growth rate of almost 29%. Earlier this year, the company's executives predicted that the revenue will grow by 23% and reach almost $21.1 billion by the end of 2021. So you see, Salesforce is growing and is not going away anytime soon. So if you're planning to start your career in Salesforce, now would be a good time. Now let us move on to a final topic and see how to become a Salesforce admin. Firstly, for learning purposes, Salesforce offers Trailhead, which is a free platform for courses combining theory and practice of Salesforce development. Trailhead empowers you to learn in-demand skills to skill up for the future and earn resume-worthy credential. With Trailhead, you can learn topics at your own pace and from anywhere across the globe. Trailhead consists of specialized learning trails that explores the features of Salesforce platform. They are comprised of modules that explore key topics within the chosen trail you are completing. In your case, it would be the Salesforce Administrator. Now, these modules are made up of units that introduce specific concepts within the topic of the module. Each unit ends with a hands-on interactive challenge. Next, learn from Salesforce resources. Search for Salesforce Admin Career Development page where you will find admin blogs which will help you find best practices, tips and tricks, insights, and career advice from Salesforce admins. Next, listen to the admin podcast in which guest speakers shares insight on topics ranging from Salesforce setup and customization, career and leadership advice. You can also join the admin events that are happening around you or the virtual events, which will help you gain insights from different Salesforce admins. After this, prepare for the Salesforce admin certification. Invest good amount of time preparing and practicing hands-on for the certification. Start by preparing and taking the Salesforce Administrator certification. Next, if you want to learn more and take your Salesforce career to the next level, prepare the Salesforce Advanced Administrator certification. Now, preparing for the certification will help you improve your Salesforce knowledge and can be very helpful during your job interviews as organization needs certified people. This is because clients generally prefer companies whose employees are certified as it gives them assurance with regard to quality. These were some of the tips that will help you become a Salesforce administrator. Salesforce integration is connecting Salesforce.com with other third-party external systems and applications like Facebook, LinkedIn, Gmail, Outlook, and other external websites. It allows you to establish and manage communication between Salesforce CRM and other systems with the help of APIs which are used to interpret the messages that these systems exchange. So explaining this in simple words, Salesforce integration is just connecting your Salesforce to any other tools you need to run your business. Now what this helps with is, it sets up an appropriate Salesforce integration which enables adequate access to the third-party application. So you can use the features or functionalities of those applications with Salesforce. It can be helpful in analysis of data and also support the managers and directors who are basically the decision makers to make the right and powerful decision at each stages of decision making. So integrating Salesforce with other tools can be very helpful in enhancing productivity and also bring significant improvement, which all leads to the success of running your business. So I guess you have some fair idea about what exactly is Salesforce integration. Now let us understand what are the layers of Salesforce integration. The first layer is the user interface layer. Now user interface integration means I can integrate the third-party applications like Facebook, LinkedIn, Gmail, Outlook with Salesforce. The user interface layer mainly focuses on user interactions with the system. In this layer, you identify the components to integrate third-party web application into Salesforce. What this means is you can combine the user interface from multiple systems such as displaying Salesforce user interface in any third-party application. Just to give an example, look at the diagram here. You can see Salesforce is integrated with Outlook over here. So you can view the Salesforce user interface in Outlook. The next layer is the business logic layer. The business logic layer lets you interact with the data and build which were on the user interface layer. Business logic integration helps extend the business logic which is present in Force.com with the outside platform. Now outside platform are nothing but your third-party application. In the case of inbound logic integration, it is handled using Apex Web Services. Now Apex Web Services allows us to write logic and expose it as web service with a third-party application. It gives us flexibility in adding custom logic before modifying the force.com standard or custom object data. But for business logic layer, it requires knowledge of Apex programming language for writing the Apex classes that exposes its web services so it can be invoked by the client applications. So the steps involved in business logic layer integration is first creating a global class. This global class is accessible across all Apex script and not just to the source Salesforce application. This basically forms like a container for everything else. Your next step is creating an inner Apex class in that global class. This inner Apex class contains the actual request message of the web service description language or WSDL, which basically includes the variables that need to be accessed by the third-party application. The third step is connecting an Apex method that is exposed as a web service. This would include defining data mapping of the inner class variable to the Salesforce object and field. It also contains any logic that needs to be implemented and the operation to be executed, like insert, delete, something like that. The final step is generating the web service description language from the part setup, app setup, develop, Apex class, and then sharing it with the client or the third-party application. So these were the steps involved in integration in the business logic layer. This layer usually handles all the scenarios where business logic is spread across several applications to implement the complete end-to-end business process. Now moving on to a third Salesforce integration layer, which is data integration. This data layer is a connection with the user interface layer and the business process layer. It helps in maintaining the consistency in application data between multiple integrated systems that needs to be in synchronization. So one way to achieve real-time synchronization of data between systems is using SOAP APIs, among all the other options. SOAP APIs lets you create, retrieve, update, or delete records such as accounts, leads, and custom objects. With more than 20 different calls, SOAP APIs also allows you to maintain passwords, perform searches, and many more functionalities. You can also use REST APIs. Now, REST APIs provides a powerful, convenient, and a simple REST-based web service interface for interacting with Salesforce. Its advantages include ease of integration and development, and it's an excellent choice of technology for the use with mobile application and web projects. So these were the Salesforce integration layers. Now let us move on to the next topic and see what are the types of Salesforce integration. Salesforce is a very versatile and powerful tool that offers a number of ways to integrate data. So there are different solutions which the companies can choose from based on their requirements. Some of the prominent types of Salesforce integration are single platform integration, custom code integration, batch integration, real-time integration, and real-time mashups. Let us discuss about each of them in details now. So the first one is single platform integration. So single platform integration is one of the best Salesforce integration option. So basically Salesforce provides App Exchange, where users will find many native Salesforce solutions, which means the solutions are built on the platform. Through App Exchange, Salesforce.com offers a variety of pre-built integrations and applications from partner companies. The advantage of this type of integration is it might reduce the amount of time and also the financial resources needed for hand coding. They're also called as native integration as they're naturally designed to share data within the ecosystem. This is the easiest, most effective, and least expensive option because data sharing is much more streamlined and reliable. So when we compare single platform integration to outside integration, single platform integration requires only 1/3 of the work to efficiently relay data. The next type of Salesforce integration is a custom code integration. Now, custom code integration, as the name suggests, are developed for unique solution and requirements. So for this, developers must create custom connectors using Salesforce APIs and hand-coded solution to synchronize data between Salesforce.com and the third-party application. This can be done using the Force.com platform, which allows developers to build new application and then integrate Salesforce.com with the existing one using the platform's APIs. But this type of integration has a few drawbacks. The first one is they're costly to develop and they must also be maintained carefully when Salesforce or the third-party application is being updated. The third type of integration is batch integration. Now, batch integration is probably the most common Salesforce integration. This integration relies on data updates based on hourly, weekly, or monthly basis. It all depends on how quickly the data must be transferred. Batch integration is usually suitable for data that changes infrequently but is also generated in a greater quantity. It is the easiest method to implement, and it is also an excellent solution for processing flat files. The next step of Salesforce integration is real-time integration. Now, real-time integration is less challenging and generally efficient at handling errors and control queues. It is similar to batching, which means it can take place in seconds or be delayed for several minutes or even occur in any point in between. The method is normally used when data integration need to happen very quickly. However, like other integration, data is constantly traveling back and forth between Salesforce.com and this third-party application. All this data have to travel between systems and can cause delays or even dysfunction could happen. So the next type of Salesforce integration is real-time mashups. Real-time mashups requires building a user interface in Visualforce. Now, Visualforce is a framework provided by Salesforce for creating customized user interfaces. These integrations are known for being able to access and share data efficiently from external systems or the third-party applications.